Hello, hello, it's Thursday night, the 20th of February 2020. Welcome along to the Thursday night phone in here on United Kingdom Talk. I've bought that clock I was talking about on this morning's show. That's it there. I had to bring this up and show you this tonight. There we are. And you'll hear this chiming rather annoyingly throughout the show. And as I say, it doesn't always get the clock right. It looks gold, doesn't it? But I believe it's not. It's It's not even glass. That's plastic, that is. And this clock has got to be coming on 30 years old now, which I bought from QVC. QVC. That's the old jingle. I'm sure they've got something new now. Now and again, I do flick across on it and see what they're selling this time. Funnily enough, as I woke up just a little while ago, about an hour ago, before I came in here and prepared tonight's show, there we are. So that's the clock. And you see the little turning thing at the bottom there? It's great. It's great. It keeps really good time. You'll find it slightly fast, okay? You will find it slightly fast. I keep that slightly fast in the living room. Let me put the correct time on there now, otherwise you won't. Ow! Do you know the clock behind you is telling the wrong time? We get all that. You have somebody that notice something and feel that they need to say something. There we are. So we'll put that at the correct time there. All right? And keep an eye on that tonight. It's fantastic, that. Can't believe that's 30 years old. When you buy something like that, you know it's plastic and you know it's cheap. It wasn't particularly expensive at all. And you think, oh, you might get 5 years out of that. I never thought that would still be working 30 years later. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. So I'm very pleased with that. And funnily enough, as I woke up, I was flicking around on the channel and I came across this channel, Today TV. I think it's called Today TV. Now, usually they've got this really odd-looking person on there reading the news. Oh, she is odd. She looks like something out of the Addams Family. I'm sorry, she does. Who's the one with the long black hair and the glasses? No, sorry, no. She's got long black hair and glasses. Seriously, she looks like someone out of the Addams Family. Morticia, that's it. She looks like Morticia. I'm not joking. Today TV, I think it's London-based. I think it's just for London on the London Freeview. I had a quick look up them, and I actually sent them a link to one of my videos, which they didn't they didn't respond to. Unlike the BBC that have taken me in with open arms, boys and girls. I'm still waiting for the logo to arrive so I can have it in the bottom corner there somewhere, BBC in the bottom there later. But not Today, not even a reply, nothing. Because I thought, you know what, I think they needed someone that can do that job with a bit of flair. She's got no flair, dear. Oh, God. She is like Has anyone seen this woman? I don't know what her name is. She's probably very nice. I think she's in the wrong job. She looks like she should be behind a computer desk or something like that. She's wrong for front of stage, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I flicked over there, but she wasn't on. They were showing this advert for jewellery. It was one of those... I don't know what they're called. You've got channels what sell jewellery, and then sometimes, like on ITV, when they kind of go off air, they put this whole shopping thing on. It was like one of those shopping things they had on. And they had this bracelet, right? They had this bracelet, I kid you not. There's no way I believe what was being said about this bracelet. This bracelet, usual price on the channel, £700. Today, $69.95, right? And there's this bloke on there. So you've got the host, and I suppose I didn't watch a lot of it, and I suppose the bloke who's selling the particular item. And he said, if you took... I can't believe anyone would fall for this. They should be done under the Trade Descriptions Act, these people, right? He was saying, if you take this into a value, I will be very surprised if they value it for less than £10,000. Well, that woke me up. I'm sorry, that won't. So what he's saying is that if you spend $79.99 on it or whatever it was, take it to a valuers and they value it for £10,000. Who on earth would believe that? But the thing is, people do. People believe that. How can something you've just bought for 80 quid on the telly be taken to somewhere and be valued at £10,000? I don't think so, mate. That is the biggest load of BS I've heard all year so far. And believe me, I've heard a lot. Oh, I've heard a lot. £10,000. Dear. Are they all like that? It's like one of those jewellery things. I don't know why people buy jewellery. Especially the tat. How can it be like, normal price, £700. Today's price, $79.99. Take it to a valuers, they value it at 10 grand. I don't think so, mate. Why aren't these people getting done by the Trade Descriptions Act? What a lot of old baloney that was. Dear. Awful. Awful. So be very careful if you're buying stuff off these jewellery channels, because I don't believe a word of it. If someone can please come to me now and perhaps call in when the phone lines are open with the reason why someone would spend 80 quid on something that they say is worth 700 quid and then you go and value it for 10,000. No, mate. You're a liar. A liar. Anyway, that was my TV watching this morning. I managed to get down the swimming pool. I went down the swimming pool, the local swimming pool, and I haven't been there for 20 years. It's got to be 20 years since I went in my local swimming pool, and she's still on the desk. This old dear is still, well, she wasn't an old dear 20 years ago. She is now. She's about to, probably a little bit younger than me, to be honest. But she was on the desk, tapping away, and I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're still here." And she recognised me straight away, and we had a little bit of a chat at the desk. I've probably completely the wrong time to go swimming, because of course all the children are on holiday, aren't they? So they have like 3 pools there. I have a little pool for the very little people, sort of the preschool people and slightly older than that, little people, very little people. Then they have another pool, which is known as the training pool, and that tends to be full of school children, and their parents are in there. Usually it would be old people in there, taking it easy. And then they have the main pool. The main pool was reasonably quiet. I got there about 12:15 in the afternoon. So I went, oh, but blooming hell, wasn't it cold in there? Oh, my word. Dear me, I jumped in there. My nipples became erect immediately. Oh, it was awful. And I said, it's a bit cold in here. She said, start swimming, this old bag who's standing at the top there. So I took note and started swimming. And very quickly you warm up in there. It probably feels a lot colder than it actually is. Because I noticed as I carefully, I want you to just close your eyes while I describe this. As I carefully removed my clothing in the chat, it's doing it for you, isn't it? It's doing it for me. It's doing it for me. As I carefully removed my clothing in the changing room, I thought, it's not even cold in here, which is a bit different to the one in Boston, because I belong to the one in Boston, the George Mulder Leisure Centre in Lincolnshire, and that can be really cold in there. It's not very well heated at all. The pool's all right. It's the surroundings. I suppose it's a very large pool. And the one at the Bracknell Leisure Centre, it's the council. Oh, I say it's the council-run one. They've got someone else running it now. Everyone Affair? Everyone Affair? Oh, God, what is it called now? Everyone Active. That's it, Everyone Active. Everyone Active, that's what it's called. Everyone Active runs that now on behalf of the council, I believe. And they've done it up a little bit. It's all sort of reasonably clean in there, I must say. And it was all right. I went up and down. It wasn't particularly busy. I done, I think, 42 lengths. And then I noticed a lady was walking past in the, in the swimming pool uniform. And I said, "Oh, God, you're still here." And she stopped. She says, "Hello, Harry, I haven't seen you for years." I said, "Yeah." I said to her, I was 32 years old when I first started coming here. 32. And then I came there for a while. I stopped going there because they made the showers mixed. And you couldn't shower yourself for taking your clothes off completely. Of course you can't. There's women and children in there as well. It should be separate. It should be men's showers and there should be women's showers. And the women's showers, that's where you take the little children. Not in there. It's all mixed, so you can't take everything off. But they do have like 2 cubicles which you can use. Just 2. Yeah, just two cubicles. And if one of those is empty, unfortunately, when I got out, one of them was empty, so I was able to go in there, take all my clothes off, and I got the soap stuff, the shower gel. Otherwise, I don't feel clean. Otherwise, I have to come back here and have a shower. And what's the point of that? You have this pool. They should have separate showers, but that's how it is, and that is how it still is now. They didn't separate the showers up again. I suppose that would be too expensive for them. So I came out of there, and that was it. Nice little morning, really. I came back here. I ordered those things that someone told me to order for my shirts because they're a bit limp. Here, ladies. You see what I mean, ladies? They've gone limp. Once it's gone limp, that's it. You can't do anything with them, can you, dear? So I need to stiffen them up a bit. So I've ordered some shirt collar stiffeners, also known as shirt collar bones. I think it was John Aitken who advised me to purchase those today. And hopefully that will stiffen up these damn collars, which just don't seem to be able to stand up very well. My shirts are all quite old. And I'm running out of shirts. You see, usually my sister irons them. My sister irons the shirts when I'm going up north. But, of course, for 2 months, I can't go to Lincolnshire because my caravan site is closed. The Lincolnshire television studio is undergoing extensive renovations. So I can't go up there at the moment, you know. And the shirts are building up. She's going to be so busy when she comes back off her holiday in Cyprus. She comes back next week, apparently, on Wednesday. They'll be getting the old EasyJet plane from Paphos International Airport and flying back to the UK. But I can't, unless I send my shirt, I suppose I could send them up in a parcel. But I wouldn't get them back again, you see. So I've got a whole piles and piles of shirts waiting to be taken up there and ironed and cleaned. Well, I washed them. She just irons it. I can't bear ironing. Oh, no. I suppose I could take her to Mrs. Pat Vow's. Mrs. Pat Vow's, she's got a dry cleaner just down at the shopping centre. Not the main shopping centre, the kind of Birch Hill shopping centre. Although she's not always in there because they've got a laundrette as well. They've got a dry cleaning organisation, the family. They've got a dry cleaning place and a laundrette as well. She's usually down the laundrette. Her son, I like to talk to her son. He's in there. Where's your mum today? Oh, she's down the laundrette, drinking tea and eating biscuits with all her friends. Mrs. Pat Vale. Oh, well, I'll just have to wait. And I'm running out of shirts. I might have to buy new ones. I'm not getting the iron out. Only time I get the iron out is to iron that backdrop when we put a new backdrop up. Thank you very much. Thanks for your messages. I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls. All right. So that's the shirt collar bones have been ordered. Okay, let's read some of your messages and then we'll get the phone lines open soon. Good evening to Heidi. Good evening, Heidi. Welcome to the show, Heidi. She's the first one to get the message in this evening. So good evening, Heidi. Hello to Mandy Davenport. Hope you got your ticket all right there. And there goes the clock. Can you hear it? Let's see. Oh, the thing stopped turning. Why has that stopped turning? Oh, my little balls have stopped turning. Oh, there they go. They're going now. See, it's 20 to 8. So that shouldn't time now. That's too early. But it doesn't matter. It still tells good time, that one. Hello to Matthew Van. Evening, Matthew. Amelia and Joey are on the way back. Have they been out all day? Where have you been? Have you been to like a theme park or a little walk in the park or something like that? Where have you been? Good evening to Mick Davenport. Evening. Rachel's there. Evening, Rachel. And Ray Reynolds is in the house. A very good hello to you, Ray Reynolds. Who else is there? Let's have a look. Effion Davis. Evening, Effion. Welcome to the show, Effion. Rob Lincoln in the house. Good evening, Rob. SCTV fan. Chris, did I win? Did you win what? What have we done for you to win something? Please explain more. I don't understand. Ray Reynolds. Mum and Dad had one of those. Even the balls are plastic, but it looks good. Yes. Oh, the balls are moving round now. They're moving now. They're going backwards and forwards. Wonderful clock that is. I can't believe it's so old and keeps good time on that. Hello to Steph Diamond. Evening, Steph. Good evening. Lots of people have been friending Steph, probably other viewers to the show. So that's nice. Keep happy. Keep friendly, everyone. There's Mr. Dave Moses. I completely confused Dave today. Well, I have been confused recently. I thought he was running a community radio station. It hasn't got off the ground yet. I didn't know that. I don't know what convinced me to... unless you were running one and you've... Oh, no, you're rebranding or something, aren't you? Rebranding. I'm not quite sure why that is, but I'm sure you will inform us why at some point in the programme today, Dave. I've got loads of bits and pieces for you to talk about on the phone, so I'll come to those in a moment. Hello to Tay. Good evening to Tay, who's at work. That doesn't matter, Tay, as long as you've got the streaming on there, dear. Don't become invisible, my love. Keep that streaming going, even if you're not paying full attention. I do usually get upset when people have me on in the background. I'll be honest with you, Tay. I get a little bit upset sometimes, but as you're at work, I'll let you off today. All right, my love. Hello to Michael Lawrence. Evening, Rob Kirkshaw. Hello to you. Let's see. Mark Jones is in the house. Good evening, Mark. Hello to Fran Green. Good evening, Fran. Who else is there? There's Rob. Just a moment now. It's jumped forward now. Oh, there you are, talking to each other. So that's good. Thank you. That is a lovely chime, actually. I can turn it up and down as well. The fact that it gets the wrong bongs, and we'll see what it does at 8 o'clock. Sometimes it goes through the whole thing. You know the bit before the bongs. Bum 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 bum, and then you wait and nothing happens. Doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't really matter. Hello to yes, that's right. The balls are not swinging in my clock. He's noticed that as well, has he? I thought you had. All right. Slow mode is on. A couple of you are asking about the slow mode because I can't cope with the amount of messages coming in. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. So I've had to slow it down a little bit. Okay. As you know, I think we were on 25 seconds. I've moved to 30 now, which seems to be working a bit better. It was on 30 this morning as well, actually. Otherwise, it's just impossible to keep up, unfortunately. Let's have a look. Chatting away to each other. Hello to Tony King. Welcome to the show, Tony. Hello to you, Tony. Amelia went to see Joey's nan and his dad. Oh, that's nice. Did you get tea and cakes? I like always nans. Nans have always got cakes, dear. Cakes and scones. Not scones, that is incorrect. Scones, dear. Scones. With jam and cream. Yes, please. Hello to Billy B. Good evening to BB. Billy B is in the house. BB is here. I think I've got BB written on one of my profiles somewhere. I can't remember now. Hello to Billy. Welcome to the show, Billy. Adrian Richardson in the house as well. Evening, Adrian. I'm at work on in the background, Mark says. Well, at least he's paying attention there. Thank you. And that's it. Is that everyone? Have I mentioned everyone's name? I do hope so. We like to give everyone a name check. All right? So you can phone in tonight about these things. About these things. First of all, I'm very pleased. As you know, usually at the end of the show, we won't do it today as we've already done it this morning. I wish people happy birthday at the end of the show. The birthdays all come off a Facebook list, okay? If yours doesn't get read out, then you're not on the list. It's as simple as that, okay? Doesn't matter, though. You can always send me a message saying, oh, it's my birthday today. Please wish me happy birthday. Don't be silly and keep asking for your birthday when it's not really your birthday. Otherwise, Sean Pye, who's not with us this evening, is probably watching EastEnders, Sean Pye will be sent round to dear lad, pain and suffering. Pain and suffering will be given out, okay? But Ivan's birthday this morning, and I wished him happy birthday. I worked with this lad at Belushi's. And, here we are. My fridge has asked me to get it a magnet. Paul, you can't buy the fridge magnets, I'm afraid, Paul. I'm really sorry to have to tell you that. You can't buy a fridge magnet. Very sorry to tell you that, Paul. You can't actually buy a fridge magnet. You can only win the fridge magnets. Now, we got a bit of a problem now because there's no way of me sending you back a super chat. So, you'll have to have something else. You're going to have something else. I've got super chat badges, okay? These are the super chat badges, okay? Or I've got one left of these, a super chat pen. But £10, you'll have to have more than one thing because that's too much. You can have two of those, or you can have some stickers. I'll tell you what, for 10 quid, you can have a badge, a pen, and some stickers. That sounds fair to me. Or key rings. I've got key rings as well. Key rings as well, okay? Key rings as well. So what would you like? I can do for £10. I like to be fair. I'd never want someone to say, oh, he's ripping me off. That I'd be really upset. If anyone ever thought I was ripping them off, I'd be upset. I'll tell you what, for 10 quid, you can have a key ring, a super chat badge, the very last super chat pen, may or may not get some of these done, and a couple of stickers. How's that sound? But I'm afraid you can't have a fridge magnet. They can only be one. There's a couple of things that I've got. The fridge magnets and the hats. These are the hats. The hat can only be one at bingo on Sunday night, okay? And the other stuff. Oh, there's some T-shirts, but the T-shirts are £11. Got T-shirts as well. Only a few of those left in medium and large. So what would you like? What would you like? No, Billy. No, that would mean I've broken the rule. We can't break rules, dear. We can't break rules, I'm afraid, here. T-shirts are 11 quid, so you'll have to add another £1 onto that because they're quite expensive. Okay? Not massively expensive, but more expensive than those other things. So what would you like? Have a little think about that, Paul, and perhaps get back to us. You can either put it on there, but you will have to email me what you want as well at that email address. All right, my darling? But if I give it out to one, you know what would happen? They'll all be on there. Oh, but you said you can't sell those. Why are you selling it to him and not me? It'd be all like that, so I can't do it. Okay? Yeah, and I can't send it back. There isn't a way of me sending a super chat back as well, unfortunately. So what do you want to do? Let me know, my darling. All right? A badge magnet will be just fine. What's a badge magnet? A badge magnet. Oh, a badge. No, that's not enough for £10. You got to have more than that, mate. Let's see what he's saying. A badge will be fine. No, you need more. You need more than that. You need more than that. I would not think that of you. I'll tell you what. I'm not even going to listen to you. Take that. Take the pen. Take the keyring and take a couple of those. All right? That's it. I'll put your 2 stickers in there as well. Let me do that now. All right, Paul? And I think that's pretty fair. And aren't you in Amsterdam as well? I'll have to take that down to the post office, that one then. All right, darling. Can you just email me your full postal address? Can you type it on the email exactly as it looks on the letter? Okay? And they will be in the post to you tomorrow, arriving in one of my brand new little grey plastic bags. How fabulous is that? Made from recycled plastic. From recycled bits of plastic as collected from the inside of whales. Actually, I believe so. And dolphins. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Good. So that's going to go in the post to you tomorrow, Paul. All right. I like to be fair. If people are sending stuff like that, that's way overpriced for one badge. No, that would be tight. Okay. Right. Let's give you some stuff to call in about today. Yes, as I was saying, Ivan, I mentioned it was his birthday today. And he says, thank you. You're a national treasure. I quite like that. What do you think, David? Hello to Luke Trott. Good evening, Luke. A national treasure. He says I'm a national treasure. I quite like that. I must say, I do like that. And here's something for you to think about and perhaps call in when we open the phone line shortly this evening, gang. Who would you class as a national treasure? There you go. There's one for you to ring in today. Good evening, Sean Pye. Welcome, Sean. How rude you are this morning, Sean. You're supposed to be the bouncer on this channel. Who is your national treasure? Something for you to phone in about when we open the lines shortly. Okay? Who is your national treasure? Perhaps you'll tell me why. Maybe it's Gemma Collins. Or you might consider Gemma Collins a national treasure. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. Or maybe someone like Michael, what's his name? The James Bond bloke. Forgotten his name now. He's got a film. Can't wait for the film. Can't wait. I love James Bond. Coming out soon. Perhaps you would consider him a national treasure. The Queen. Do you consider her a national treasure? Or perhaps you don't like the fact that the Queen's... Perhaps, you know, Harry. Prince Harry. Is he a national treasure? Get out! Who is your national treasure? So that's one there, okay? Something for you to think about. Something else here. YouTube videos. I think I know a little bit about YouTubing now. Just a little bit. But you can't always believe what you see. In the Daily Mirror today, a YouTuber has revealed how she managed to fake an entire holiday to Bali on social media by sharing photos she took in her local IKEA store. This is in the Daily Mirror. Many of us would love to pack up and jet off on a holiday to Bali, but very few have the luxury of actually being able to do so. We are often bombarded with photos of social media stars living their best lives on fabulous trips to places such as these. But can we really believe everything we see on the internet? One YouTuber has recently reminded us not to get too worked up over other people's Instagram after she proved how easy it was to trick her followers into thinking she was on the vacation of a lifetime. Natalia Taylor shared the images with her 314,000 followers. How do you get 314,000 followers? You've got to look young and you've got to look pretty. That's how you do it. Me, I think I might be in a few hundred by now, but I'll never get to that sort of thing. You've got to be young and pretty if you want thousands of followers quickly. Either that or you need to have been around a long time. Okay? I think I might qualify for being around for a long time, but that's how it is. She was claiming to have had a wonderful time in Bali, but in reality, she was just down the road from her house at IKEA. Natalia went into an IKEA store along with a photographer and posed with the furniture displays to make it look like she was in a fancy hotel. She's a vlogger, same as me, she's a vlogger. She got all dressed up and took photos in a bathtub, sitting at a dressing room table in front of an ornate mirror and with a colourful telephone on a wall. She edited the photos before uploading them, leaving in one or two giveaways, such as IKEA price tags that showed it wasn't all quite as it seemed. Her first fake Bali post was captioned, "The Queen has arrived at Bali." Thousands liked the picture and commented to share their thoughts, with many falling for the prank. "She's really out here living her best life," wrote one person. Another replied, "Our Bali princess. Bali won't know what hit 'em," added a third, speaking in a video on YouTube where she revealed exactly how she faked the trip. Natalia said she was shocked by how nice all the comments on her pictures had been. No one even knew. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I got away with it, yes. Officially fooled all of you into thinking I actually travelled to a different country altogether, when really I just went down the road to my favourite Swedish furniture store. I don't know what I was expecting to feel like a good person after all of this. She added, "I think this video has a lesson. Don't trust everything you see on the internet. Sometimes people want to lie about who they are as a person, and it's not hard to do, apparently." And we've all seen this on Facebook. You know, the amount of people that repost stuff that they don't check up first. You know, usually something like the one that's come back round at the moment is the one where it says, "I hereby state that I do not want Facebook to use any of my pictures." And you know that one. That one's going round at the moment. And I can't believe... And then they say, "Please repost this. It's better to be safe than sorry." Well, yes, it's better to be safe than sorry, but you end up looking really stupid by doing that, I'm afraid. They see somebody on there. "Oh my God, I must quickly cut and paste this." And they copy it and they do paste it on their wall, only for other people to say, "This is fake." They don't check it out first. And I can't believe that people do that. But they do. That's the one going around at the moment again. You know, every few months, the same old rubbish comes around again, telling us that we need to cut and paste this. Otherwise, Facebook are going to do something terrible and start selling our pictures to everyone and using it in adverts. "I hereby state that I do not want Facebook and under article so-and-so." It's all baloney, dear. Are you that stupid that you believe all this stuff on there? Check it out first. It's not hard. Check it out first on some, I think it's snoop.com or something like that. You can copy this stuff into and check if you really... I mean, if you haven't got the common sense to realise that this is all fake. And then you get the other one that comes around saying, do not add, so-and-so, Fred Blogs to your friend's contact list. If you do, he will steal all your information and he will steal your personal profile and all this. Fake. Fake, fake, fake. Anyway, that's fake videos. And I read that out to you to ask you this. What would make a good fake YouTube video? What would make a good fake YouTube video? Your ideas on that, please. We'll open those phone lines now, boys and girls. There we go. There's a phone number at the top. If you've got Skype, you can call in on Skype. Please have something to call in about rather than I just wanted to say hello, because that's a bit pointless, really. Trying to make it interesting for everyone else who's watching and listening to the show, you know, please have something to say rather than I just wanted to say hello. Otherwise, it's just a bit pointless. It's nice saying hello to you, don't get me wrong. Absolutely is it nice saying hello to you. But, you know, we want you to hear you say something. Got a call coming in right now. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Hello, Chris. It's King of Karaoke.
King of Karaoke. That must be... no, who comes to karaoke? Just a minute. Talk a bit, but don't tell me who you are. It's not Michael. Go on.
No, it's not Michael. Come on, think. Get the brains working.
Think it's Matthew Van.
Yes.
It's Matthew Van. Hello, Matthew. Just a reminder, gang, if there's someone on the phone already, then you won't be able to get through. It's only me in here. Here we go. Let's see if it strikes 8 o'clock, Matthew. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
Right, let's see if it strikes 8 o'clock or not. Here we go. Oh, it's going to work. Hang on. 3, 4. It's going to work. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's working.
Hey.
It's working. How fabulous is that? Hello to Gary Butler. Nephew Rowan's there just joining us this evening. Evening to you too,
Hi,
George
Gary.
Bond.
Hi, Rowan.
Hello, Matthew. Anyway,
right.
Go.
Your national treasure.
Yes, national treasures. Who's yours?
Right. Do you really, really want to know?
Of course we want to know. It's not like someone on a dodgy film or something like that, I hope. Yeah.
No. Let's just say the YouTube sensation.
Right.
He was on TV.
Right.
On Look North.
Not me. Oh, me. Am I a national treasure? Yeah. That's two people now that says I'm a national treasure. I can't believe it, dear.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, why?
Because you make us smile and you keep us informed of what's going on. And it's a great laugh at karaoke. That's why.
This is a hard facts news programme. This is what it is. All the political heavyweights are desperate to get in here. Boris is on the phone every 5 minutes. Jeremy's on there. Joe Swinton rung up yesterday. I just put the phone down. Just a complete waste of time, dear.
Don't even get me... I'm the same with you. Don't get me started on politics and this Brexit and everything.
We don't do politics on this programme, you know that. But we can mention names and that. They're desperate to get on this show. They're ringing me up all the time. Please, Chris, can we get on your show to your millions of people watching all over the world? I say, we're very busy talking about scones, dear. We're not interested in what you're doing with housing or the NHS or anything like that. We're on here at the moment and we're talking about purchasing shirt collar stiffeners on Amazon. Thanks for the call anyway. Goodbye. And I put the phone... And I know... And they ring back straight away. And I can see the phone ringing because there's a little light on it. And I just ignore it. I just ignore it.
Anyway, your shirts are near enough as old as you could be, couldn't they, Chris?
They are old shirts. This one tonight, my younger nephew bought this for me, Jimmy, for Christmas some years ago. It's the only gift that he's ever bought me, I think. He's a bit tight with the money he is.
Oh, dear.
So that's what I've got on. Can you do ironing at all? Because I'm running out of shirts at the moment.
No, just wait for your sister to come back. Surely she'll do it all for you.
She charged me a fortune.
Or if not, just get Gary to do it.
Who?
Just get Gary to do it.
Gary doesn't do ironing, dear. Gary doesn't do ironing. He's busy playing computer games, dear. He hasn't got time to do ironing. In fact, I think it's my sister does their ironing as well. I think she does their ironing as well. It's going to cost me a fortune when I take the 7 carrier bags full of shirts over at my sister's, dear. Awful. Do you wear shirts? You don't wear shirts, do you?
No. I wear work t-shirts,
All right.
not shirts, not the tight ones, nice and loose,
Oh,
polo
tight
top.
shirts. Do you wear tight shirts? Because actually, I think a little tight shirt would suit you, Matthew. Perhaps next time you come into the pub, you could wear a little.
Don't get all flirty
Oh,
now, Chris.
I've got hot now. I'm going to have to turn my air conditioner. You've made me very hot now. If it's possible for me to be any hotter than I am already, to be honest, you know what I mean.
Well, it comes down to that song, Hot Chocolate, don't it?
Hot chocolate. What's the hot chocolate? What's that hot chocolate? What's that song?
You sexy thing, isn't it?
Oh, I believe in miracles where you are, you sexy thing. We lost him a few years ago, didn't we? Errol Brown, that was it. Errol Brown, great song, absolutely great song that was.
Absolutely brilliant song. Absolutely brilliant one, that one. Okay then, Chris, right, I'll let you crack on. I'm going to still watch.
Thank you, Matthew. So that's two for me now.
The slow chat, it goes up the wall.
The slow chat is up the wall. What's wrong with it? Is it not working?
No, it's horrible.
It's the only way that I could slow it down. There's nothing else you could do. There's nothing else you could do other than slow it down.
Put it back to 25 seconds then.
What from 30? No, because that was still too fast. It was still too fast. It's trying to find that correct time. It really is. It's if you were just sending, and I mentioned I was having trouble coping, but the messages just didn't slow down. So it's the only thing I can think of that will make it so that it's okay for everyone. You have to think of everyone rather than just the couple of people who are very message. The people that send lots and lots of messages, you have to think of everyone else. And if all you can see is one name coming up in front of you all the time, then you miss other people. You know, you miss other people. So you try and make it fair for everyone, so everyone gets a fair crack.
There is one, isn't there? And that's Roy, isn't it?
What about Roy?
He's one who always types up.
No.
Or if not, Jason Hughes.
I wouldn't say names. Because that's not fair. That's not fair, saying names like that, okay? It was to try and give everyone a fairer crack of the whip, and also so that I could keep up a little bit better. It's still not possible to read every single thing out. You can't do it unless you change it to like a minute, and that's just too long. That would be just too long, you know.
Yeah.
If there was, it's never going to happen for me. Probably, I don't believe that. But if there were like 10,000 people watching, right, and and a lot of people were sending multiple messages like every 10 seconds, you would literally have to make it every 2 to 5 minutes. You'd have to do that. When you see, when you listen to LBC and all that, you don't think for one moment that every single text and phone call is taken. They can't possibly. They got thousands of people listening, and they have another person there, a producer, and they will be sifting through the good messages, and they pass through the good messages for the presenter to read, you see, and the good phone calls. When you ring up LBC, you don't just go straight on. First of all, you would talk to the producer, you know, who will decide whether or not you're likely to be a good caller. Yeah, that's how it works. And they would say, okay, well, we're hopefully we'll ring you back. Okay, now then they put the phone down. They may or may not ring you back. Whereas here, you come through, you're straight on. I don't have any of that. So the only way I can do it to slow messages coming through is with that slow thing. But I only discovered it like last week that it was actually there. And I thought, well, let's give that a go. And it improved it immediately. But still, I can't read out every single message. And that's why it's there. All right?
Yeah. Okay, then.
It's not.
Chris,
I just want to say, Matt. It's not.
Soon.
It's not like a punishment or anything like that. It just allows everyone a fairer crack of the whip. All right.
Yep. No worries at all. See you later.
Fantastic of you to call in. Bye bye, Matthew. There we are, Matthew calling in there. A line has become available, boys and girls. Hang on, let me just write that down. I'll put that down there. You can call in about anything there so far, or we can have another couple of stories in a moment, boys and girls. 020-8144 3477 is my phone-in number this evening. If you've got Skype, you can Skype in. The Skype in is all one word, United Kingdom Talk. Okay? Yeah, don't forget the thumbs up down the bottom there. We got the thumbs up at the bottom of the screen there. If you could have some of those, boys and girls. We're only doing raffle tickets now if we get a minimum of 25 thumbs up and less than 5 thumbs down. If it goes the other way, no raffle tickets are given out. Thank you very much, George Bond. Good evening, George.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, George. How are you tonight?
Fine.
Have you got a national treasure?
No.
No national treasure?
Apart from you.
Apart from me, I'm the national treasure. Am I? Okay. What about good fake YouTube videos? Anything on there?
I was
Fake,
just
fake.
thinking, no,
What would make a fake YouTube video, George?
I don't know.
Don't know. Well, have a little think about it and call back if you think of one, all right?
Okay.
Thanks, George. Have a lovely day.
Okay.
Bye-bye now. There we are, George calling in there. Let's take another one. Heidi's on the line. Good evening, Heidi.
Hello, love. You
Hello,
all
love.
right?
All right, Heidi. Lovely to hear you, darling. How's your life tonight, my dear?
My life's all right.
Oh.
How many shirts you got?
How many shows?
How many shirts have you got?
Shirts? Oh, quite a lot, Heidi. Quite a lot. My sister is in charge of all my shirts. She really is, and she does a good job. I've got about a month's left in the cupboard. They're all old ones, you know. There's nothing new. Nothing new there at all, Heidi.
No, but how many shirts have you got clean?
Oh, I don't know. About 30. There's about 30 now waiting.
Do you want to drop them off and I'll line them?
You're too far away, Heidi. Thank you very much for asking, darling. You're a little bit too far away. It's just when I go up north, I'll just take them up there with me with the rest of all the luggage. Next time I go up there, of course, I'll have a load of stuff to take up because we've been empty for a while.
Babe, you're coming into London anyway on Friday.
Oh,
you
no.
Drop them off to me on Friday.
It's very kind of you to offer, but that is my sister's job, and it's a little bit of pocket money for her as well. I don't ask her to do them for nothing, you know. Oh, no, dear. She charges a fortune for those. I could have gone on holiday with the amount of money she charges me to iron those blooming shirts. God's sake, man. Talk about ripped off.
Well, I wouldn't do for nothing either, love.
I know that. I'm sure you're a good ironer. I'm sure you're a very good ironer. Now, let us know what you're ringing in about tonight, my love.
My national treasure.
Yes, your national treasure. Who would that be?
Not you.
Oh.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, well, I think we'll leave it there. Goodbye. Go on, Heidi. Who's your national treasure, darling?
No, I do admit you do bring light in my life because you know you keep me happy and you know every day. But no, my national treasure is Barbara Windsor.
Barbara Windsor. Oh, of course, yes. Carry On Films in particular, and of course, better known for EastEnders. Do you watch EastEnders? Do you?
Yeah, I used to.
Right.
I used to watch it quite a bit, and then I stopped watching it because it was a load of rubbish.
Right.
So, and apparently it's getting good again, so I'm going to have to catch up on the iPlayer.
Because she was in it for how long? 24 years? Something like that, wasn't it?
No, she was in it for, hang on, 1990.
Do you remember?
She came in 94.
Right.
95. Yeah, so she was in it for about 13, 14 years she was in.
13 years, was it? I know she's got the Alzheimer's, unfortunately. Very, very sad.
Yeah, which
she's
is really sad.
Well, it's just such a happy lady. 23 years she was on. She was played Peggy Mitchell for 23 years. I didn't see her in that. I did watch EastEnders when it first came out. And I stopped. I tell you exactly when I stopped watching it, when Den and Angie divorced, and then I stopped.
Well, yeah.
So that is a long time ago. And then Barbara Windsor came along a few years after that, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mum actually met her.
Oh, really? When was that?
Yeah. My mum met her. This was before EastEnders, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, she met her at some function do or something. Because my mum used to work for a catering company called Garden Merchant.
Right.
And so she met her at some function do. And my mum's also met Margaret Thatcher. She's also met, who else is she met? Oh, she used to be Phil Collins' cleaner.
What was Margaret Thatcher like?
I wouldn't know. I didn't ask.
Oh,
She
didn't
was
you?
a right cow, apparently.
Oh, I don't believe that for one moment, dear. Not our Maggie, love.
No. Apparently she's a right bitch.
How would you know? How can you say that about someone who's dead?
Quite easily.
Poor
I've said it.
Margaret. Poor Margaret.
What do you mean, poor Margaret? If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be in this mess
Oh,
we're in
don't
now.
start doing the politics on here. We don't do the politics, you know that.
No, we're not doing politics. No, forget politics. Oh well, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of the show now.
So
Goodbye.
your national treasure is Barbara Windsor.
Barbara Windsor.
Okay, my darling. Thank you, Heidi.
You're welcome, darling.
Bye-bye, love. Isn't that nice? She's offering to do my shirts for me there. What a nice thing to do. What a nice thing to do. 0208 144 3477. Who is your national treasure? And what would make a good fake YouTube video? Any idea? What would make a good fake YouTube video? Sean is giving up his job of giving out pain and suffering. I think you should give the job to Mandy. I'm a big bloke, but I wouldn't take on Mandy. Please accept my resignation. Okay, I accept your resignation, Sean. Hello to you. Who's calling in now? Finishing 6-9.
Hello, greetings from Hemel Hempstead.
A very good evening. Hemel Hempstead. Who's that in Hemel Hempstead?
Who else would live here? It's David.
David H in Hemel.
Yes.
Sorry, I
Phoning you up.
I know a few people in Hemel, Dave, but not you.
Do you? You don't know anyone in Bracknell. You only know people in Hemel Hempstead.
Do you know, I haven't really got any friends in Bracknell. I've got one. That's about it. One friend in Hemel. I get on all right with my neighbour next door, but it's not. I haven't really got. I don't know if I have any close friends really. You know, it's just how it is. I know a few people in Hemel though. Dreadful place, full of concrete, dear. Except Boxmoor.
Yeah, our MP's heard you've been slagging the place off. You know, this is the Venice of the North here.
The Venice of the North. Please do me a favour. Have you got any waterways there? Oh, actually, you have in Boxmoor, haven't you? You've got one in Boxmoor.
The Grand Union Canal.
The Grand Union Canal. That's it. Yeah, nice. It's nice there. That bit in Boxmoor, in front of the Steamcoach pub.
You got run out of there. You used to do a quiz, but you got thrown out, didn't you?
I got thrown out. Are you for real? No, I left.
Oh, it's always, I left. Not they didn't want me anymore. It's always, I was going to leave anyway.
Oh, well, excuse me. I did get rid of at Belushi's in London Bridge when a new manager come over. I got run out of the Camden Belushi's. I got run out of Harpo's in Elscourt, always when managers were changing, but not there.
And Mablethorpe.
Next point, or are you just here to attempt, rather vainly, I have to say, attempt to upset me? Is that why you've called him?
No, I've come to give you love, Chris, as I
Give
always
me
do
love.
when I come and see you on Fridays.
Thank you very much. David in Hemel, who sings at the karaoke. Do you have a national treasure, David?
I was thinking, what about Peter Tatchell? You know, look what he's done for the for the gay world. You know, getting up there and making a nuisance of himself. What do you reckon?
No.
You don't you must seem has he upset you as well?
No, I don't think he's a national treasure at all. A national treasure would be someone like Captain Mannering from Dad's Army. Shirley Bassey is a national treasure. Hugh Edwards, who reads the news, is a national treasure. Let's think of any. Have we got any sort of young national? You can have young national treasures, sports people or people like that. I don't know. Can't think of any at the moment. That to me is a national treasure. Peter Tatchell is a activist. Big difference, dear. You know,
He's done a lot for us. You know,
I don't think that marching into a church, shouting and screaming, could be considered something that a national treasure would do?
Now, what about lesbians abseiling into the House of Lords? Then,
Good
or
luck
the
to
House
them.
of Commons?
Good luck to them. I hope the rope doesn't break.
Yes, yeah. Oh, well, yes. You know,
National treasures,
what
dear.
about-
So have you got any
what
others?
about-
Is that the only one you can come up with?
What about Philip Schofield?
Philip Schofield? No, I mean, do you think he's a national treasure? Don't ask me. I'm asking you. Do you think...
He's come out as gay at 57, you
Yeah.
know, and he should have done it years ago. But, you know,
Right.
at least he's done it, hasn't he?
Is he a national treasure then? Do you think he's a national treasure?
No, well...
No.
Yeah,
No.
I'm struggling a bit
I
here,
do.
you know.
I would consider
But,
Philip Schofield a bit of a national treasure. He's hugely popular among everyone.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, so, you know, there aren't many, apart from you, of course. I have called you that before, and you took it as an insult.
What, national treasure? Well, most of them are dead, aren't they? like this show at the moment with the calls like you coming in, dear.
Well,
Oh,
I'm saving my
dear.
voice for tomorrow night, you know, to come and sing to you personally.
And what are you singing tomorrow night at the karaoke?
Should I do that? You don't impress me much again.
Well, I have to give it to you. You rarely ever sing the same song twice. Your list is so long of songs that you've sung. I mean, I have
think
to
I've done
say it's pretty impressive. You seem to be able to choose a song and just sing it, and I don't think you've mucked up any songs at all ever.
I've done that loads of times, but I try and cover it up, you know.
Well, it's got to be said, you know. I mean, people have their little song lists. Even I can be accused of singing the same songs all the time. I've got great respect for anyone who tries a new song, even if they muck it up. If they, you know, I've got great respect. Even Toby, you know, Toby now and again, he pulls out a new song, doesn't always turn out well. But you've got to credit someone where they sing a song that they're not quite sure of, even if it goes terribly wrong. People that sing the same songs all the time, and I understand that as well. They have their specific songs that they like to sing in a specific order, and they never sing anything else. It can get a little bit boring. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are. And I'm sure people are sick to death of hearing me sing Stay by Barry Manilow. But,
I quite like you singing Arthur's theme by
Arthur's
Christopher
theme.
Cross. You haven't done
You
that
like that
recently,
one?
have you?
La da 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 da. That's a nice one, isn't it? I haven't done
Yeah,
that
I
for
like
a while.
that one. I think it's one of the best ones.
That's
you
not
sing.
too depressing, that one, is it?
Well, the only depressing song you'll let me sing is Weekend in New England by Barry Manilow.
When did our hearts meet? Yeah, but you don't sing it as a depressing song.
Yeah.
If you sing it all right, then it's less depressing, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I like you. I put a bit of effort in. I go onto YouTube, I get a song and I practice it. And you put your effort in. You don't just turn up there. You put it on the YouTube, and you tell some jokes, and you make it fun. While other DJs just turn up and take the money and leave.
Oh no, I could never do that. It's just like you might as well be working in the supermarket. Don't be boring. Got to do it with flair. Do it with flair, dear. Flair.
Well, I'm just back from Playa del Ingles. It was lovely weather out there, so I missed you for about 2 weeks. But I should be back down. I'm back in this horrible weather again.
Did you go out every night or what?
Well, it had a certain magic years ago when you went round the Umbo Centre.
Yes.
But when you get a bit older, it hasn't quite got the same magic.
Oh, I
to
know
it.
why that. You know why that is, Dave. They're not looking at you anymore. Same as me. We walk through a pub
They
and
were
no one
looking
looks
at
at
me
us
20
like.
years ago, but
Yeah.
I used to force my way in a bit 20 years ago.
Oh, I know what you mean. I stayed at a nice little resort. I had to go down a really steep hill and left, and it was kind of there somewhere. I wouldn't know the name of the place now, to be honest. A nice swimming pool. It was all right. I stayed there a couple of times. But would I go back now? Probably not now. I knew one of the owners of the bar. He died a couple of years ago. Big John, his name was. He was in charge of Hollywood's. You know, Hollywood's. It's just a small bar that was. And unfortunately, he died a couple of years ago. He was a nice bloke.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people not making it, and into their old age, isn't there?
Seems to be. Every time I log on the blooming Facebook now, there's another, or my mum or my nan or something like that. It seems to be happening more and more. Presumably that's just because we're getting older, I guess. I don't know. One of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
Dave. Well, thank you very
nice speaking
much.
to you again, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Cheerio, Dave.
Yeah.
There we are. There's Dave calling in there. Dave in Hemel. Anyone else? Anyone else? Come on. Who's your national treasure, boys and girls? I want to know. 020-8144-3477 is my local London number. Let's just read some of these out. Oh, you're talking to each other. That's good. Sean has indeed now retired. Sean is now no longer our bouncer here on the channel. Mandy is going to take over. Man is going to deal out punishment to you. That's what we like. Mick says Manilow should be banned. Perhaps so. I don't know. Who's calling in now? Finishing 6-9. Hello?
Oh, good evening. Is that the BBC Berkshire Associate?
Well, not just Berkshire. I'm pretty national now. I generally get phone calls from all the local BBC radio stations now asking me for an appearance. But I say I'm a little bit busy doing my own show at the moment, lovey. Only today, Matthew Ananawyler, who is on the BBC News at 6 o'clock, an excellent newsreader, asked me to come in and give my thoughts on something. I said, no, I'm sorry. I've got to be on YouTube at 6:30, 7:30. So here I am.
Well, that's marvellous. Listen, I was, my name is David, and I've been watching your stream, and I just wondered if you've been involved in a car accident in the last 5 years.
Oh, I have been involved in a car. Oh, sorry, you sound more like a person rather than a recording. It's usually a recording at this point before I get put through to a person. So I think you might be a fake person. Are you a fake?
No, not at all. I've got your report here, and it says you've got problems with your rear end.
Oh, I've had problems for ages, but I have powder in the morning for that to help me with my chronic constipation problem, which seems to have gone away since the doctor changed my tablets.
Oh, right. Well, apparently you can't flash your rear end, and I'm really worried about it.
I don't want you to worry too much about that, David.
It's Dave Moses from Hebden Bridge.
Oh,
Hello.
my God. This is the first time we've actually spoken, David.
I know. Isn't this amazing?
I can't believe it. David.
I know.
And
here I am.
Can I just clear up something with you? Were you running a radio station? Did I get confused with this? Were you running a radio station at some point?
Yes, I was. Hebden Radio, it was called, and we're rebranding to Calder Valley Radio.
So you closed? You closed?
Yes, that's right. Yes, and we are opening our new front gates to an amazing place.
Fantastic. And you've been wanting to know about my new microphone, haven't you, darling?
Oh, I have.
I tell you what.
Interested in that.
Would you like me? I've got two microphones in front of me now. I'm going to swap over onto the other one, right?
Oh, please do. Please do.
Oh, right. So I've now swapped. That might be a little bit lower than the other one. Let's just whack it up a little bit. There we are. I've now swapped over onto the other one.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I can't tell the difference.
No.
Mind you, I'm on the phone.
No,
so I have no idea. But I'll listen back to it.
I'll go back onto the other one now, okay? And when you get off the phone, for the next caller, I'll swap between the two, and then that'll give you an idea whether or not you want to buy one for the...
oh, that'll be great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you very much for the
I'm
suggestion.
here to help, Dave. I'm here to help. Now, presumably, I know why you're ringing, dear. I have got my diary here in front of me. You obviously want me to open your radio station for you, do you? Now, what's the payment for that?
Open something, but not necessarily the radio station. But you know, yes, potentially, yes. I mean, I've got my organ and everything. It's a big organ, mind you.
I can play those
I just want you to play it.
I have no problem playing those at all. As you know, I'm regular organist at the Corpus Christi in Wokingham and St. Joseph's in Roehampton. God knows what would happen if any of the... Oh, Chris, is that right? You've got a YouTube channel? No, I don't know. Who told you that? No, not me.
In fact, you were saying a few months back, and I'm having terrible trouble catching up, you see.
Yes.
But you were talking the other month about bad dates.
Yes.
I've not had any bad dates whatsoever, but I am having nightmares at the moment.
Oh, right, go
And
on.
I'll tell you for why. It's because I think I'm going to be meeting you soon. And I worry. I really worry. I think something's going to happen that's going to go horribly wrong, dear.
What do you think's going to happen then?
Well, I'm not sure. But I think the only bad date I'm likely to have is probably with you. And I'm really sorry to say that to you.
Well,
but I don't know. I just think something's going to go horribly wrong.
Am I being asked out on a date?
Well, of course you are, dear. Yes.
Oh, I think I've gone
I mean,
ever so
it'll
slightly
be
red.
Easter by the time you come up here, I'm sure.
I might have to change the colour now on my camera because my face appears to have gone a very bright red there, Dave Moses. Will there be a free lunch involved? You know, something like a nice cheese roll or a ploughman, something like that. I do like a ploughman's.
Oh, no, it'll be chocolate, dear. Everything will be smothered in chocolate. You know that.
Oh, I say. Oh,
Well,
Cadbury's
it's Easter
Dairy
after all,
Milk.
isn't it?
That-
Or do you want a hot crust bun? Are you a hot crust bun man?
Well, only if it's Good Friday, dear. We only have hot cross buns on Good Friday. We're not going up the supermarket and having hot cross buns every day of the year. It has to be Good Friday, and that's it, dear. Hot cross buns, 1 a penny,
Oh,
2
we'd
a
love
penny,
to
hot
see you.
cross buns.
When are you next up north?
One moment, let me refer to my diary. Now, let me just check here. BBC York, BBC London. There we are. Tuesday.
When's your Director General interview?
No, dear. I'm interviewing him. Tuesday Actually, you talked that. I think Berkshire are playing out another one of my clips today. The one I did. I was talking
Stop
about.
hanging on, dear. It's getting drivel. It's becoming drivel.
I was talking about my new Apple Pay that I've got on the phone that I think is marvellous, dear. You just touch it on this little thing and it sucks. It sucks the money straight out of your account. It's very clever. Very clever.
Oh, lovely.
Tuesday the
Well,
7th.
I can keep my phone away from you.
Tuesday the 7th of April is my glamorous return to Lincolnshire. Tuesday the 7th of April. That'd be fun.
We'll arrange something, preferably a dungeon in a darkened room, somewhere where the lights are off.
You
so I
seem
don't
to
have
know
see
an
you.
awful lot about this sort of thing, being as you're a straight man. I just don't understand. So be called. Dear me. Thank you, Mr. Moses.
National treasures, dear.
Yes? What's your national treasure?
Well, I'm struggling. I'm thinking of somebody old because national treasure rings to me somebody old.
Yes, I'll go
And
along with
I'm now thinking somebody really, really ancient.
Right.
And I'm staring at my screen right now.
Yes.
And I have to say, you know, you're not doing too well. A bit of Botox, dear. A bit of Botox. You'd be all right.
Botox, dear? I'm a very natural person. There's no fakeness here, dear. I'm not having lips done. Hello. You know, I don't really, you know, even if I was offered £10,000 a show, I would not want to be on The Only Way is Essex or any of those absolutely ghastly programmes that youngsters like you seem to really enjoy.
Oh, I'm glad you called me young, you thin man.
What are you now, 30?
I'm 33.
I was going to say 32, 33, something like that. I've got to tell you, Dave.
We'll call it 32. We'll call it 32.
My favourite period of being alive so far was between 32 and 47. So you're just in it now. So hopefully things will look up.
Well, the only person I can think of is that lovely Alan Titchmarsh, who, of course, does the Sun Life Over 50 plan, which I hope you have one.
Oh dear! Whenever I go near him, all I can smell is horse dirt because of why he's in the garden all the time. You know, these people want to clean their boots off when they come into their houses, dear. I can just imagine going to Alan Titchmarsh's houses. The whole place will stink of horse muck, where he's been doing all that gardening all the time. I mean, his missus, is he married? I mean, he's a bit sus as well, to be honest.
I think he's married,
Is he really?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come out again soon as well. But he wants to wash his hands and do that before he goes into his house, coming out traipsing dirty old muddy boots all over the place, dear. Awful.
Well, he knows all about pansies, dear, doesn't he?
He does know about
that's the main
pansies.
thing.
I'd love to be one growing in his very garden right now, my dear. So it's Alan
do you know what?
Titchmarsh, is it? Alan Titchmarsh is your national treasure. Blimey, how sad are you? I'll write that down then. Alan Titchmarsh.
Oh, no, but well, I was just thinking of the Sun Life Over 50 plan, dear. You've got to talk. It's communication, you see. It's only word of mouth they get their advertising. Have you not seen the adverts?
Which adverts, dear? Adverts? I have them begging for me to please put our adverts on your show, and I say no. They just about put up with the slow mode, let alone adverts.
Talking of slow-mo, I'll only respond to any further questions after 30 seconds.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. I'll give us a bit of breathing space. Perhaps I can get a word in edgeways. I've hardly said a word the whole hour I've been here so far.
Hello, my name's Dave.
What about, if you like Alan Titchmarsh, may I suggest to you, are you ready, love, the absolutely delightful, beautiful Mary Berry.
Oh, wow, yes.
National treasure.
Cake.
Eh?
Nothing wrong with her flange.
Now, you said you weren't going to answer for 30 seconds, but you did.
Oh, sorry, dear.
You're
so sorry.
very close
I'll
to the
respect
line.
rules. Sorry.
You're very, very close to that line today. Tell me, is this the sort of thing that we'll be able to hear on Calder Valley Internet Radio? Or Calder Valley Radio? You're on FM, aren't you? Or are you DAB or FM or what? Or all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 28, 29, 30.
Yes, we'll be on DAB, Christopher.
So you're on DAB, are you? Okay.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
that'll be mid-March.
The way you're talking to me tonight, is this the sort of thing that we can expect on Calder Valley Radio?
Course, but muck.
Or will it be cleaned up a little bit better than it is here, dear?
Oh, cool. Well, only for you. Only because you're not regulated by those terrible people at Ofcom who look down on you with their glasses at the end of their noses, and they say, well, excuse me, sir, you did say at 7:25 a.m. precisely that you couldn't give a damn. And actually, that's not fair. That's not fair. And we should not allow the public to hear such a nasty thing from your mouth.
Oh, dear. Well, yeah.
And we will give you a fine of £5,000 for such a terrible, rude thing to say.
Poor old you. You'll have to deal with the Ofcom. I'm sure you have done before anyway.
Oh, I love the people at Ofcom, I tell you.
Oh, of course you've got to say that, dear. Are you rubbing them? Are you giving them backhanders so you can say what you want on your station, dear?
Well, I'm giving them something at the back.
Stop that. I'm going to cut you off there. Goodbye.
Bye.
Dave Moses calling in from Calder Valley Radio. When do you start?
Mid-March.
Mid-March. Okay, we look forward to that then. We look forward to that. I shall be able to listen on the internet. And what show will you be doing? Now, let me take a wild stab
show,
at the
dear, the biggest.
I thought you might. That's
Think
it.
of me. Think of my face.
That's it.
The beauty of my face. I think you've been looking at the wrong profile pictures, love.
That's it. Runs the radio station and pushes himself in front of everyone else to get that breakfast show. I love it, dear. Cheerio, Dave. Bye now. There we are, Dave Moses.
Bye.
Dave Moses calling in. I've actually known him. I've got to tell you, I've known that lad more than 10 years, 12 years. His brother was opened up the first ever internet radio station, CMP Radio it was called. And that's how I know Dave. And it's the first time I've ever spoken to him. After messages going backwards and forwards on the Facebook and that. The first time I've actually spoken to him. What a laugh. And we're on the same planet. We're obviously on the same planet, me and him. So I look forward to announcing the wedding in due course, boys and girls. I think I'm going to swap now between these two microphones for a while. Okay, so this is the one I'm normally on. Swap to the new one there, boys and girls. You might notice just a slight decrease in the volume. I'll push that bit up a little bit there, and so it should sound roughly the same. Okay, so Dave, you'll be able to hear the difference between the two of them. All right, David, Henson Bridge is the... Are you obsessed by gays and lesbians tonight, David? I know you are one, but you don't have to go on and on about it all the time, dear. God's sake, man, on and on about gays and lesbians all the time. I don't go on about it, do I? Fran, Lady Diana is a national treasure. Of course she is, but Mary Berry is as well, says Fran. Anyone want to call in about these national treasures tonight? You still got time to do so. 0208 144 3477 is my local call-in number there, okay? Let's just scroll up a little bit there. Mick says, I haven't shut up. I've hardly said a word today. Good evening to Simon Gilman. Evening, Simon. Thank you, Simon. Matthew reckons he suits me. I think he does, actually. Dave does suit me, doesn't he? Yeah, if only he'd have a decent haircut. John's there. Hello to John. John Beatoncourt, who's in New York City, joining us tonight. Good evening, John. Welcome to our little show today. And now Mark Jones is calling in. Good evening,
Chris.
Mark. All right?
Yes, I'm all right, dear. I'm just come on my break.
Oh, you're on your break, are you?
I am now, dear. So
What?
a national treasure for me, I've got two.
Yes.
Terry Wogan
Oh, God, yes. Absolutely. Terry Wogan, yes.
and Bruce Forsyth.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely.
They're the
Bruce.
two people I look up to. Well, I did when they was both alive.
Well, you still can. They don't, just because they're gone now doesn't mean you can't still look up for them. Bruce Forsyth, I think both of them equally for me. Terry Wogan, I mean, wow. And just so natural. There was no fakeness about these people. They never came across as putting on happiness. They just seemed to be, they were either very good at it or they were genuinely enjoying doing the job they're doing. As I've said before, there's plenty of people on that television and on the radio, and they're projecting happiness, right? They're projecting it, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you're not even enjoying doing this. I could give you names. Well, you've heard me say names. Ben Shepherd, I think he's a bit fake. I do.
He's fake.
I'm just trying to think of some others. The bloke who does Tenable. Oh, what an awful show.
Oh, well, what's his name? That dwarf.
Warwick Day? But no, that's the bit cruel, that is. That's
awful.
bit cruel calling him that, dear. Bit cruel calling
That's
him
what
that.
he is. He's a dwarf.
No, bit cruel calling him that, love. Bit cruel.
That's what the condition's called, dwarfism.
I don't like that word. Little people. I like the word. Little
Well,
people.
I
Little
hope you're not turning into a snowflake, dear. who's
I'm
gonna
not a
get easily
snowflake,
offended.
dear. I think it's just a little bit cruel, that word. But that being said, he's very good. What was he an act? Was he an actor before he did that, Warwick Davis?
Yeah, I think he was. In like movies.
What was he in?
I can't remember. It was a movie. Anyway, dear, I'm going to have to dash because I need to get some food before I have to go back on.
Okay, enjoy your food. Cheerio now.
Bye.
Bye, Mark. There we are, Mark Jones calling in there. All right, Dave. So I'm now going to swap across back over to my normal microphone, which I've done now. Probably you notice no difference whatsoever. So that hopefully gives you a good comparison between the two mics. All right, can I just move this out of the way now? Because that's a little bit in my way over there. There we are. I'll put that right over there like that. Good. 0208 144 3477. Yes, Warwick David, he was in other stuff and he was very good. But that Tenable, it just doesn't suit him. That smile is fake. I don't think he's enjoying doing it. If you're not, I think the whole entertainment thing, if you're not enjoying doing it, I can tell. Perhaps you can't. He doesn't look like he's enjoying doing it. Some of your messages again. Let's just scroll. I think we'll have to scroll down. We'll go a little bit too far down there. Steph, hello, Steph. Oh dear, I've left the bell on that time. Adam the plumber calling in. Good evening, Adam.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Oh, are you in Maidstone tonight or somewhere else at the moment?
I am in Maidstone tonight. Yes.
You're not in transit or anything like that?
No, I just got back to Maidstone, waiting for Royston to finish work and come down.
Oh, okay.
So just give you a quick call.
Hello to you. Have you got a national treasure, Adam?
I have. I've got two national treasures, but I don't know which one to choose. It's either going to be Julie Walters.
You can have two, dear. You can have two.
All right,
Julie Walters.
Julie Walters and Dame Maggie Smith.
Oh, Maggie Smith. There's my one. There's one of mine. Mine are two of mine are Maggie Smith and of course late. Oh God, who's the other one? James Bond. M.
James. Oh gosh. I know. I've got the name on the tip of my tongue as well.
She got killed in Skyfall.
I can't think of the name.
But
James,
they're
Judy
they're eh?
Not Judi Dench.
Judi Dench, that's it. Judi Dench.
Yeah, Judi Dench.
Judi
Judi
Dench.
There you
They're
go.
mine there, and they're all kind of in the same sort of boat, aren't they? Judi Dench, Maggie Smith, all those people. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Yeah,
But
that's it. I mean, I love Julie Walters, or I think she's a dame now, isn't she? Or Dame
Yes,
Julie Walters.
was it not her in the news today? She survived bowel cancer or something.
That's right. Yeah. It was an interview on the Victoria Derbyshire show.
Oh, she's been on that, has she? Okay.
And they've done a little extract from that this morning, and it wasn't. And she was saying, it wasn't so much the cancer that was worried. It was her husband, when she had to tell her husband,
Right.
and how upsetting it was for him.
Yeah.
And he was more upset than she was, sort of thing.
I think
But,
that
she's over it, and she's in remission, which is nice.
I think it's
Sorry,
often
go
the case where the person that you're telling is often more upset than you are.
Yeah.
I remember our dear friend non-Irish Mary, how well she coped with it, and
Oh God, yeah. She used to just crack on, and everybody used to sort of, "Oh, is everything all right,
she rest in
Mary?" And
peace. Yeah.
all the rest of it, wasn't
She
it?
hated that. She
Yep, she did.
absolutely hated it. It got to the point where and this is not to criticise anyone at all, but it got to the point where she'd turn up in the pub and she'd sit down, and as people would notice her, they'd rush over and give her hugs, which didn't happen before she got the cancer. And she got really fed up with it, I've got to tell you. But of course, you can't say anything because people only mean good intentions by doing that,
Of course I do, yeah.
And it got to the point where I'd see her at the back and she'd go like that, shh, don't tell anyone I'm here. And she'd sit in the corner right at the back, hopefully with no one noticing. But of course, as they noticed, they'd get up and go over and give her a big hug. Out of the kindness of their hearts, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's not normal to do that, other people come in the pub, I don't know, who can we think? Michael Lawrence, who's with us tonight, he comes in the pub. People don't immediately run over and start hugging him, do they?
No, exactly.
It's
no.
just how it is.
No,
but
I mean,
one of those
it's
things.
like many years ago, I went out with a guy in a wheelchair, and I didn't see him in a wheelchair. I just saw him as a guy I was going out with.
Yes.
And we used to go out and what have you, and people would sort of, "Oh, are you okay? Do you need a hand? Do you need this? Do you need?" No, it's fine. He's been in a wheelchair all his life. He's quite used to it,
Yeah.
Don't worry. He's not going to suddenly jump up and run after you if you offend him.
Yes. Now, there is someone who comes in the pub with Parkinson's. I don't want to say her name. You will know who I mean anyway. They've got Parkinson's, this person. And often they will walk and they will fall over onto the floor with walking stick, literally bang on the floor. Now, immediately, kind, nice people go and try and help them. But they don't want to be... This person doesn't want to be helped. They like to be left alone. And sometimes... And I feel a bit funny saying it. And I have to say to people, "Oh, can you just leave her alone? She likes to be left alone to deal with it herself." And then they, "Oh, does she?" Yeah. And then they back off quite quickly. But sometimes you can find that. On the other hand, other people would want to be helped. So, you have to weigh up your mind. Is this someone who might want to be helped? Or do they want to be left alone? Literally, she goes flat down on her face. But she likes to deal with it in her own time, and she wants to get up on her own and help herself up with her stick and her table. And she actually doesn't really she doesn't go mad or start shouting at anyone, but she doesn't like to be helped. She wants to be left to deal with it herself. That's just how it is,
Yeah, it was the same with my the guy I was going out with in the wheelchair.
Yes.
It was a case of just let me do it myself. It's like, okay, yeah, fine. And I always remember I had to take him for a hospital appointment down in Chelsea one day, and we got there, and I caused the biggest argument ever because I said I was stood at the counter and it was a high top counter, and I said, "Oh, here for an appointment for Mr. Smith, here for an appointment." well, where is he? I said, well, can't you see him? He's sitting down there in his wheelchair. You know, he's coming to check his back. And I pointed towards him, and he absolutely went mad at me. Don't you ever point to me again. I'm not a... Oh, God, the argument that caused.
Oh, you did the wrong thing there, did you?
Yeah, I did. But there you go. Such is life. But, you know, in the end, it was a case of we just got on and, you know, and I was always taking the mickey out of him, you know.
Yeah. So, generally, that's the best way to deal with it, I find.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way he liked, you know, and I could tell you other stories about other people that I've gone out with over the years. Went out with a. You got to be careful how you say this. Some people like to say a person of height. Some people call it a dwarf, and some people call it a midget.
Right.
But he preferred dwarf, and I actually went out with a dwarf, and that was great fun. The things that we used to get up to on a drunken night.
You and
out,
him, yeah.
He would just use it to his advantage. We went out one night, and we were in. It was when I was living in Brighton, and I got the bins that you get in the street. You know, the round bins that you get in the street. I picked one of those up and I stuck it on top of him, and he stood in the middle of Churchill Square, the big shopping centre, and as people tried to put rubbish in it, he ran off with the bin on him. You know, but that was his way of dealing with being a shorter guy, you know, being a shorter person. He would just take the mickey out of it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
that's funny.
There you go. Oh dear, but as I say, you know, going back, we went off a bit track there. As I say, my national treasure is Julie Waters and Dame Maggie Smith.
Yeah. We got Sean Pye just shoving up a message there. Sean has Parkinson's disease. He said that's, and then he says, that's why I don't play bingo. Have you tried crossing off a number with shaky hands? But I still laugh at it every day. It's a challenge, but I laugh at my disease every day. And I do think that's how you should deal with anything that might be wrong with you. You know.
Oh, definitely.
But then sometimes you have to be careful because other people have got the disease or whatever disease it is, and they get a little bit upset, and it's difficult. You can do if you've got a condition. Like Parkinson's, so Sean can quite happily do a little joke about Parkinson's, whereas someone else, perhaps who doesn't have it, shouldn't. That's just how it is. I have take Sandra, the drag queen, who happens to be black. She does a lot of black racist jokes, but then again, she is black, so she can do that. Whereas you wouldn't be able to do that. That would be looked down on like that, I suppose, wouldn't it? So it's
exactly. It's like you know, myself and it's like you and me. We both have uglyitis, you know. But what can we do about it?
We have what?
Uglyitis.
Uglyitis. You speak for yourself, darling. I'm VGL. VGL. Very good looking, please.
I know you are. You have a wonderful face for radio.
VGL Twink. That's what it says on my thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a profile, doesn't it? Yeah, VGL Twink. And then when you actually see the picture, my God. Not that I've been on any of those type of sites.
I should hope not as well. Adam, I should hope not as well, dear. I know it's a late night programme, but you're pushing those boundaries tonight, just as Dave Moser did earlier. Pushing the boundaries, dear, pushing them.
We do like to push a boundary.
We'll start getting complaints into Ofcom. Oh, just a moment. I'm not regulated by them. Bye.
Lovely to speak to you, Chris.
All right, Adam. Thanks again for taking us out last week, 2 weeks ago from my birthday. Such a wonderful time up at the Dorchester and Mary Poppins.
Any time, Chris, and we'll have to go out again soon and see another production of something or other.
I've got to say, I was a little bit disturbed when, as Mary Poppins walked over, I did spot you looking up at her skirt, which I really didn't expect from you. Very disappointed moment.
Well, you know, a bit of upskirting never hurt, you know.
Cheerio, Adam.
Just wanted to check it was Mary and not Mike.
Tell her, Adam.
Bye.
Adam the plumber calling in there from Maidstone, boys and girls. David in Hemel said Robbie Coltrane starred in National Treasure. I don't know what that is. Robbie Coltrane starred in National Treasure. Is that a programme or something like that? Good evening to Colin. Radio Toe Breakfast wasn't the same when Terry left. Oh, you're so right. I'm sorry. I've heard a little bit of it, and it's a bit shouty now, isn't it? It used to be so warm and friendly. My mum had it on all the time. Terry Wogan in the morning. She always had him on in the morning. Terry Wogan. He's missed. Mandy. All the people who work for the emergency services and the NHS should be national treasures. I so agree with you. Steph, Julie Walters is a legend. Thank you. Michael Caine for Sean. Absolutely. National treasure. Michael Caine, Mick Davenport, Dame Judi Dench. Yes. Yes, indeed. Hello to Paul in Cornwall, where it's all wet and windy down there. Hello, Paul. Welcome to our little late night show, sir. Any other suggestions we've got on there? David in Hamill says Terry Wogan was very average. I don't think you'll get many people agreeing with that one, David. He was not average. He was fantastic. It was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, Terry Wogan. It was so warm listening to him, wasn't he? You know, I don't think you could say that I would be as warm as Terry Wogan. You know, maybe I say the wrong thing sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I do. Good. So there are little bits there. There are a few. There we are. Mandy's granddad had the Parkinson's and he just laughed it off and got on with his life. You see, I think so. I think so. I totally think so. That's what you have to do with something like that. You've got to laugh it off. I have a little thing. You know, I never talk about it on here. You don't know what it is. Some of you would know. But I laugh that off. The jokes I tell, you wouldn't get away with them on stage about myself. Simon Gilman, National Treasure. J.K. Rowling, of course, and Richard Branson. Richard Branson? I see where you're coming from. I don't think he quite qualifies as National Treasure. But for you, if it's a National Treasure, that's what we're asking tonight. Who is your National Treasure? All right. Okie doke. A couple of other little bits and pieces perhaps for you to think about this evening. In the Daily Mirror today, Marks and Spencer's shoppers have left to be disturbed by Colin the Caterpillar's evil Easter makeover. Now, I'm sure some of you will know who Colin the Caterpillar is. It's a cake. It's basically a cake made as a caterpillar. It's very clever. You can get them in Marks and Spencer's. I'm sure I've seen them elsewhere as well. It says, Marks and Spencer's iconic Colin the Caterpillar cake has undergone an Easter makeover, but some customers have compared it to the bunny from Donnie Darko. Now, I have no idea what Donnie Darko is. Absolutely no idea at all. It says, Colin the Caterpillar, in the Daily Mirror, should be the first name on the guest list for any occasion. Birthdays, weddings, Christmas, everyone's favourite chocolate sponge roll cake. Oh, chocolate sponge roll cake. Wearing a delicious coat and endearing smile will always be a welcome addition. Chocolate sponge cake. Oh. With Easter approaching, Marks and Spencer's has given Colin an Easter bunny themed look with white chocolate rabbit ears and mini orange carrots, as reported by the Wows Online, which is a newspaper. It sounds adorable, right? It says. The only problem is the result has left customers feeling creeped out by his makeover. Some even compared the poor caterpillar to the Halloween rabbit from Donnie Darko. I've no idea what that is, Donnie Darko. Warning, it could scare children and the elderly. And I'm looking at it and I see where the story is coming from. It does look now like an evil creature. They've done... I can't even describe the face. The Easter cake has been shared on the Extreme Couponing and Bargains UK Facebook group, where it divided opinion with some who thought Colin looked yummy and others thought otherwise. One commented, the most disturbing looking bunny I've ever seen. A second joked, looks like the bunny from Donnie Darko. They should save it for Halloween, it looks demonic. And another wrote, it looks possessed. Since when has a rabbit had 6 legs? Definitely won't be buying it. Is it like a cross between a rabbit and a caterpillar, to be honest? Some parents were worried that poor innocent Colin would be too scary for their children, with one replying, geez, looks like the rabbit from Donnie Darko. My daughter would freak out looking at that. And so it goes on. So I'm looking at it, and I will say, yes, it does look like a demonic rabbit. It certainly doesn't look like a caterpillar. But I suppose it's the whole Easter Bunny thing, isn't it? Easter Bunny. I suppose that's why they've done it like that. Would it scare a child? I think it possibly would. So here's another one for you to think about. Have you ever been disturbed by a meal? Ever seen something, perhaps on the internet, of something being eaten, or yourself, you've been out somewhere, something's been presented to you on a plate, possibly a dancing octopus or something like that. And I've seen these videos on YouTube and they are not pleasant. People literally eating live beings. I've seen... it's usually something Chinese. I don't know why. Just is on the YouTube videos. I've seen a fish wriggling away and people tearing bits out of it and eating it. The dancing octopus. It's just so... I find it incredibly cruel to eat something that's still alive. And that Bush Tucker trial thing on the jungle thing, I can't bear watching it. People eating like live maggots and stuff, like awful. But have you ever seen something that's perhaps disturbed you that you're about to eat? 020 8144 3477 is my local London phone in. Just a reminder, it's not a premium rate number, just a normal London number. 020 8144 3477. Or if you've got Skype, you can Skype in. My Skype in name is United Kingdom Talk. All right. Adrian, sushi on the naked lady's body laying down in front of you. I didn't like it. Not my cup of tea either. Oh, let's see if it strikes 9. Oh, it's working at the moment. No, no, just one. Just one. I told you. The clock just chimes what it wants to chime, that thing. Just one for 9 o'clock. Fair enough. We had 8 at 8 o'clock. Just one at 9 o'clock. Matthew Van, I was served a meal with hair in it. Oh no. I remember years ago, I was about 16 and I got some chips at a place in Roehampton. Just finished Scouts and I went up the Roehampton High Street where we lived, Roehampton, with my friend Philip Thompson. And we used to go up there after Scouts to get some chips. And he would be walking up that way. I'd take a slight diversion from... Do you know, I can smell the chips now that we used to sit there and have. I think there was another couple of kids with us as well. We used to get these chips, and then we used to go into the minicab office and play computer games. They had in their Pac-Man... I think it was... No. They had Space Invaders and Galacticans. I played Galaxians or Galacticans, whatever it was called. These little things. And pew! And they come down, you have to shoot the thing. And they also had the one that you blow the rocks up and they get into smaller pieces. Asteroids? Possibly asteroids? We used to get our chips, eat our chips on a... We used to get the chips from this place, Nick's. That's it, Nick's Fish and Chip Shop. So you get chips there. Then we used to walk along and sit on like a doorstep of another shop that was closed. This would be about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And then we go into the cab office and put money in. Anyway, so once I was having this bag of chips and I thought, what's that? It was a fried worm. I kid you not. There was a fried worm in my chips. That freaked me out a bit. A fried worm in the chips. So similar to your meal with the hair in it there. Not nice at all. Hello to Michael Pullman. Evening, Michael. Welcome to the show, Michael. We are a breakfast show in Australia at the moment. Morning, Michael. Oh, no, that's not very nice at all, Adrian. Not nice at all, that. Oh, I don't think I can even read that one out. Anyone else? Oh, Rachel says Tesco do them as well. Caterpillar cake. I knew I'd seen them elsewhere, Rach. I knew I'd seen them elsewhere, those things. Trevor, going backwards a bit. National treasure, the Queen Mother and Lady Diana. Oh, yes. Of course, the Queen as well, I think, is a national treasure. The Queen. She works blimmin' hard, doesn't she? She's having a hard year so far this year, I tell you. Anyone else on the food thing? Yeah, it is nasty, isn't it, Matthew? It was literally a fried worm in my food. And then we'd go and play computer games, and then we'd go our separate ways, and I'd go home to my mum and dad. I missed that, God. And I can actually smell the area. You know, sometimes you're talking about something, and it reminds you of smells. You know, I can see myself now walking back up down Roehampton High Street, across the Roehampton Lane, past the co-op on the left, and then up through the houses, and back home to mum and dad's house, or our home where we lived in Roehampton. Good evening to Lee. Welcome to the show, Lee. A little bit late tonight. Never mind, Lee. Welcome to our show. Cherish every day you have and the people in it. I agree with you, Fran. But I think as you grow up, I think life gets less fun as you get older. I do believe that, I think, really. Yeah, you certainly have less friends. There's no one that rings me regularly, really, now. No one. It's sad, really, isn't it? Not a single person that rings me on a regular basis. Awful. Have you a fun thing to do with tech? Hello, you're sitting there quietly, aren't you? Have you seen the curry with the sheep's eyes and cow tongue? Oh, God. No. Oh, I've seen programs on the telly when they're cooking all sorts of strange things. Is sheep's eyes a delicacy? Is it turkey that they have that? How can you sit there and eat sheep's eyes? I remember when my nephew, Gary, I think he's still with us at the moment, he was a butcher. And he'd not been there long, and my sister, his mum, went into the butcher and he gave her this brown paper bag. Can you take that home for me, Mum? Don't look in the bag. She said, well, what's in it? He said, no, don't look in the bag, knowing full well that would coax her into looking. She's opened the bag, there's an eyeball in there looking at her. No, we can't eat anything like that. Oh, dear. Matthew's hair that he found in his meal he was in a calf, got a free meal out of it, although they couldn't apologise enough. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? Pie mash and green liquor. And jelly eels. No, how can anyone eat that stuff? How can anyone eat that stuff? It's not nice, is it? Not nice. 0208 144 3477. Anyone wants to call in? I've taken the phone number down. There it is, up there. 0208 0208 144 3477. Shania's there. Hello, Shania. She's been out at our carnival meeting. It's just a permanent. Do you know, we need to move to the Isle of Wight. It just seems to be some sort of permanent party going on there all the time. Every time I speak to Shania, she's just been to another carnival or something like that. Do they get any work done on the Isle of Wight at all? Is it still sinking? Rachel, the older I get, the more stupider I get. Yeah, I think I'm a bit like that as well. I never really grew up. I tried it for a while and I didn't like being grown up. So I went back down again. Yeah, the clock was from this. There was the one I was talking about this morning, Lee. I just wanted to bring it up and show you it from QVC. It's about 30 years old now. Keeps the time well. Mandy doesn't like jelly eels. How can you sit there with those jellied eels? Vile. Fun things to do with tech. When I was in Takeaway a few weeks ago, £5 curry with rice, cow tongue and sheep's eyes, which I just read out a little while ago there. Just horrible that is. Anyone else? You call in if you want to. All right. Okay, let's move on to something else. If you want to go back over any of the other stuff that we've brought up already tonight, that's fine as well. Feel free to go backwards and call in about that. That's fine. Okay. Harry and Meghan. Oh, Simon, I'm hoping to be back in time on Sunday for bingo. Yeah, bingo Sunday night, 8 o'clock. If you're new to the show, just to let you know, we play bingo on Sunday night. Just a few little prizes that you can win. But you do need to register first, okay? So if you're new to the show and you want to play the bingo on Sunday, send me an email to that address there, please. Okay? Send me an email to that address and I will add you to the bingo. Just say, please add me to the bingo, and that'll be fine. I will add you to it. All right, my darlings? Worry not. I will add you to that bingo. All you got to do is say, please add me to the bingo. Send that address and I'll reply to you've been added and you'll be in for Sunday night. 8 o'clock is bingo time on Sunday night. Sean says there's nothing wrong with pie, mash and liquor. It will airs on your chest. Pie, well, you can get vegetarian pie, can't you? Pie and mash is all right. Not the liquor. I don't like the green stuff. Oh, no. Gravy, yeah. I'll have some gravy. I'm not, I have vegetarian gravy. Sometimes accidentally people put on just normal gravy and I'm all right with it. I don't have a problem with that. Hello to Gavin Bass, who says, I don't like any seafood plot. I've never had it. It's a long time since I had fish. That to me is just another dead animal, okay? But I used to have cod and chips. That was all right. Haddock. Haddock is very similar to cod, actually. It tastes similar to that. Haddock and chips. Didn't like scampi. Fish fingers I used to eat. Fish pie. That sort of thing. It was all right. But Gavin doesn't like seafood of any sort. Sometimes when you're on the posh seats in a plane, you do get served all sorts of strange and mysterious swordfish I've seen. I mean, nah, I don't want anything like that, I'm afraid. Rachel, can you fix it for her to win the hat? Well, no, I can't fix it at all for anyone to win. How many have we got left now? There's 4 left. I've got 4 hats left now. That's it. We've only got 4 hats left for the bingo. That's for the main bingo prize. That's for the 9 o'clock or 9:30? 8:30. No, it's for the 9 o'clock game. We've only got 4 hats left now. That's it. That's it. What will they be replaced with? Don't know yet. Haven't decided yet. Well, boys and girls, it's time to go over to the party island. Yes, Vectis is... We've got all these radio people calling in tonight. Why? Because they haven't got gigs, that's why. Hello, Vectis. How are you tonight?
Is that BBC TV personality Chris Reardon on the
BBC television, radio. I'm one of their people now. I'm a BBC person now. Permanently on all stations.
I just wish I could rise to your heights, Chris, instead of just being a lowly DJ on the community radio station.
You could rise like a phoenix out of the ashes, seeking love and adventure. Yeah.
I've never had anyone sing to me on the phone before.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
It just had a very interesting carnival meeting anyway.
Oh, yes. Tell us about... Now, when is this for? The Isle of Wight Carnival. What is this about?
Well, sort of every little, not just coastal town, there's about, I guess, 5 or 6 carnivals throughout the island during the summer. So, 7, sorry.
Sorry, just a moment. Right. Is there an echo in your room? It sounds like a parrot keeps repeating everything you're saying. Is there a parrot in your room?
It's a big parrot.
It's a parrot?
Yeah.
As long as it don't get the violin, please don't get the violin out. Whatever you do, don't get the blooming violin out.
No,
please.
But no, we were talking about our little committee meeting to Vent the Carnival, where where Vectis, Humpty and Shania reside. Yeah. We were talking about a gender-neutral carnival float.
Oh, right. Okay, go on.
Well, I don't know what to say really, because God forbid when you talk about things like that now, you want to seem to be sort of like bigoted or whatever. But I'll tell you what happened. One of the other carnival committees ride, which is about 12 miles away from us.
Yeah.
Went to the media and made a big deal about not having a traditional carnival float, because for all your millions of viewers and listeners who don't understand what I'm talking about.
Well, we're into billions now. Billions. It is now billions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do you down. But a carnival is where sort of like people, but some people on foot just get sort of like dressed up, and other people use lorries and cars and tow trailers and build sort of things on the back of them under different sort of themes, So it might be to do with, I don't know, railways or something topical in the news or whatever. But anyway, that's the idea.
Are you going as a steam train?
We have had steam trains, yeah. We done one once. I was involved in one once that done like Harry Potter. So we had the steam train and what even had steam coming out the chimney.
Are you going as a steam train? Are you going to become a Are you going to self-identify as a steam train?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a gender-neutral steam train. They all call steam trains cheese, don't they?
There's probably a little left-wing Facebook group for you to join.
Yeah,
Gender-neutral
but
steam
anyway,
train.
without boring people to death, what's happened is that one of the other carnival committees on the island have made a big deal about going to the media and saying that they're not having a traditional Queen's float, because normally the traditional float is you have young ladies who just basically sit on a float, and the float's got a theme itself, and they sort of like wave sweetly. Nowadays you've got to have loud music playing, and they sort of dance as well as what they can do. While sat down, they do like hand movements and what, and that's the way it is. But now Ryde have made a big deal about having a gender neutral float that boys and girls can go on, and now we're getting a bit of hate mail on Facebook because we're not doing it. So it's all a bit sort of silly, really. Because I wouldn't mind, but the people that are complaining about it, it's not sort of like Fred Smith, 13, who feels deeply betrayed because he can't take part in the carnival. It's all dare I say, middle-aged women who are making a big deal about it. I don't care. I don't care what you associate yourself as, whether you're male, female, whether you're female one day or male the next. I don't wish to seem disingenuous, but I really don't care. But it just seems nowadays that if you do something that's traditional, that's mildly, I don't know, I can't think of the word. I was going to say mildly
I know
sexist.
exactly what you
I don't know how to
mean.
describe it, but it's just silly. You can't do anything nowadays without being described as a bigot.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't think any of us are bigots. It's just this stuff is shoved on the telly all the time, and I just turn it off. I can't be bothered anymore. I'm sick to death of seeing it. And that business with Sam Smith, it was to call himself they. I mean, how blooming ridiculous is that? They. There's one, them over there.
I mean, it's not just that, but I know it sounds silly, but the way it is at the moment, we've got a very small carnival committee that look after the girls that are on the float and what have you, and it would just be a logistical nightmare if you had sort of 12 and 13-year-old sort of girls and boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just annoys you. The Centre Carnival's basically run by me and Shania and another family called the Prestons. So there's 5 of us. Other people that get involved, but that's the solid sort of core.
Yes.
And there's enough to do now with health and safety and what have you. The local council now, or the people that control the roads, want to know what our contingency plan is for Ventnor Carnival. I don't even know what that means.
What do you mean contingency plan?
I've no idea. I've no idea at all.
What does that mean if you break?
Send them an email to sort of ask.
If you break down or something like that.
Well, we're waiting for a reply, but I know I'm for my sins. I'm what's called the chief marshal, so I'm involved with, well, not so much involved with road closures, but involved with the people who marshal the event and making sure that the traffic sort of stays where it's got to and what have you.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of people, I think it was the year before last, who coming out, and they said, "What's your code word?" Because we hire these like two-way radios, you know. And they said, "What's your contingency plan if you need to evacuate the town?" I said, "Pardon?"
Right.
He said, "Oh well, other carnivals that we do, we have a code." I thought, well, I don't know. How does a team of 15 marshals in a town that's probably got 5,000-6,000 people in it evacuate? It's just gone mad, hasn't it? The war's just gone totally crazy. And you're trying to organise all this by with just 5 of you. You know, when every year officialdom throws more and more sort of like red tape at you.
It sounds like an awful lot of hard work for not much thanks, if you don't mind me saying so.
Well, the problem is what you get back out of it is when you sort of like, I'm sort of like at the front of the procession making sure all the roads are closed or whatever, and you see people 6-7 deep on the pavement, all
enjoying
cheering,
it.
And hopefully the sun's out and it's a nice warm evening and everyone's having a good time. But the trouble is, Chris, it's like everything. You know, you probably know from what you do. Everyone wants to complain, but no one wants to help. You know?
God!
So why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And then no, we work full time. We can't. So do me and Shania. You know, but we find time to do it.
Yeah. There's always the complainers. They're always. I shut off to them eventually. It just gets on my nerves all the time. You do get to the point where you think, why am I even bothering doing this? Sometimes you get to that point. I've never really got. I did have that with one of my shows, only once. These shows, I had that once, and it was only a couple of weeks ago. I can't even remember what show it was now. I got to the end of the show and I thought, why are you even bothering doing this? Because of the moaning. and people rowing, and I thought, and it was the first, and I was straight on the phone to my sister, actually. I said, do you know what, Sharon, for 15 years I've done this, and I've never, ever felt at the end of a show, why am I bothering doing this? And I did this particular show. I can't remember what happened or what it was. It was people rowing on the chat box. And I said to my sister, I said, I never ever had this problem before there was a chat box. It was the chat box, and people were rowing on the chat box. And I finished the show and I thought, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And I actually came downstairs and sat there with the lights out. I've got some lights in the garden, little fairy lights, so they kind of create a little bit of a glow. And I was just so down. And I'd never, ever felt that way. And I thought, right, you need to do something about this. And I sort of come to the conclusion of that the show itself, the show that I do itself, is more important than the message, than some of the messages coming in. Not all of them, some of the messages coming in. You literally, if there's something that you think isn't of interest or something like that, because let me tell you, if this was like a BBC show or something like this, and I said this right at the beginning of the show, you've got a producer there and he's weeding out the interesting stuff to put on, and the sensible comments. Anything that might be a bit dicey doesn't get through. Well, I can't do that. It's all there. It's all there. So quickly I'm going up and down, and people don't seem to understand. You've got a list of messages coming up, flashing up very quickly in front of you. Even with a 30-second slow mode on now, they're still flashing up very quickly because there's a lot of people, and you have to pull out the ones that you think are of interest, and then people are talking to themselves and all that. And people perhaps don't understand that there's only one person here dealing with all of it. With the gender,
I very rarely do I deal with like phone calls and what have you on my radio show, and the sort of the messages that I can quite sort of like easily sort of like manage. You know, I filter a few of them through because it's always good to sort of show that you've got a bit of you know, sort of like audience reaction. But my shows are, you know, not like that. And although I haven't had the only time I ever had any really bad sort of press, for want of a better word, was when me and Shania, we used to do for Vectis Radio, we used to do live commentaries of Speedway from like the Speedway.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yes,
that was hilarious because I have enough trouble remembering someone's name if they tell me 2 seconds ago. Let alone if they're doing 70 miles an hour. Especially a lot of them were Polish as well. But by the time you've got their name out, they've finished the run. I've got some nasty comments there about oh, these two people are doing it as fools and they're clueless and what have you. But that was where that was sort of on a chat box, but that was put down by all the other listeners saying, sort of like, leave them alone. They've already said they're not sports journalists.
Yeah,
they're just bringing a bit of a different way, a thing to Speedway. So it didn't bother me that much because I thought I was stuffier, you know.
Just skip across them. That whole gender neutral thing. See, I do get that. If you want to do that, then that's fine. But it's just so in your face all the time. You know, when it comes up, and it's another interview with this, and then I'm over. I've switched over to a film or something. I'm just not interested anymore. On and on about it. High Grade Gaming's trying to call in. You can't call in if someone's on the phone already, Mr. Gaming. All right, you've got to wait for that call to finish before I can take another one. Okay, we can't join up calls or anything. So Vectis, he'll probably disappear in a minute anyway. But so tell us, just going back onto your carnival thing there. What's been planned so far? Do you have like big stars or anyone like that coming along?
No, not nowadays. I mean, years ago when there was at the big sort of civic sort of building we used to have called the Winter Gardens.
Yes.
It's now in private hands, but it was a general sort of, I don't know, 400-seat theatre that most seaside towns have.
Right.
People who are doing the summer show there used to get involved in a bit of the judging of the carnival now, but of course you don't get those now. You just don't get the summer shows on the island now.
Oh,
so no, it's not so like that. But all the local bands get involved. You know, the old-fashioned marching bands, but no, unfortunately not celebrities, other than the good self, of course, which is there.
Why don't you get summer shows?
I I don't know really. There's just not the premises for them now. The Winter Gardens now. I think a few years ago that they had something sort of. I think that was sort of a professional show, but I just don't think they got the people there.
That's a shame.
A place along the coast from us, Sandown. That was a council. I think it still is. That was a council-run pier. And blimey, I remember taking my mum to blimey. What do we used to have there? We used to have Jimmy Tarbuck. Little and Large. I remember seeing what was his name? I can't remember his first name, but the little one on my dust cart round in Bonchurch.
Sid Little.
Someone,
Sid Little.
Yeah, Sid Little. That's right. Yeah, he walked past when I was jumping out the lorry and said hello. And I thought I recognised him, and it wasn't talking to someone else. I realised who it was. But the Sandown Pavilion, I can't say it. I could never say it. Pavilion. That's now an indoor crazy golf place. It's not even a theatre.
Wow.
Just
how times are. Things change, don't they? We don't like it, but they do. You know, young people who will come along now will never have known all of that other stuff, so they're not really interested in it. They've got something new, and I suppose, what is it you said it was replaced with? What have you got there now?
An indoor crazy golf.
An indoor crazy golf. You see, perhaps young people might go and play that, and in 20 years' time, they'll take that away and remove that. And that young person has now become your age and will say, "Oh, I really miss the crazy golf." you know, it's just times.
But then even on telly, there's not the variety now, as in variety shows, is there? There's not.
No.
You can't think. I suppose Ant and Dec, but that's about it. Isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean.
So you just don't get it. You
just
don't get the cannon and balls, do you? And the what have you? The stand-up sort of comics that used to sort of do that sort of thing. It was a great show. I remember seeing Jimmy Tarbuck 2 or 3 times at that Sandown Pavilion. There, I said it right.
Yeah.
And it was cracking. He was a really good comic, and he used to pack for about 6 weeks. He used to pack the place out night after night. You know, about a 400-seat theatre. But I don't know. It's a shame, really, isn't it? Because a lot of youngsters nowadays just don't understand seeing live entertainment, do they?
No. Time goes on. Replaced by sad old gits doing karaoke nights in pubs, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and sad old gits doing shows that I didn't want to do on the Sunday, talking about steam trains and old buses. But there you go.
Well, good luck with finding an outfit as a steam train.
I'm sure there's millions waiting to phone you up.
Thank you so much for allowing me to get a word in edgeways.
And Shania says hi as well.
Cheerio. Love you, Shania.
See you then.
Bye now. Cheerio. Vector's calling in from the Isle of Wight. Just a reminder, gang, if someone's on the phone, you can't call in. You've got to wait for them to finish, my darlings, all right? Message coming in. Chelsea's Random Videos. Hello. Welcome to the show. I think you're new there. New to your channel. Been watching for a couple of days. Brings a smile to my face. You're doing a good job. Thank you very much, Chelsea. It's very kind of you to say that. Hello to Gar L. Just joining us tonight. Good evening, Gar. Shania, that was her speaking in the background there with her dad talking about the carnivals on the Isle of Wight. There we go. Let's take a call now. Hello, finishing 1-5. Who's that?
Hello there.
Is that High Grade Gaming? Is it?
Yes, it is. How you doing?
Hello, High Grade Gaming. Yeah. Just you can't call in while someone's already on there. I'm afraid because there's only like one line available, so it just rings and rings and rings.
I'm very impatient because I'm talking to a celebrity.
Are you an impatient person? Impatience. They're lovely little flowers, also known as busy lizzies.
I must try to stress that I was your second, your actual official second. What do you call it? The person where you pay you like £2. I was your second official person to do that and have your fridge magnet.
You were my second official super chatter.
That's the one.
Were you really? I didn't know that.
And I also have your picture on my fridge.
Oh, are you throwing darts at it or anything like that? You might damage the fridge. Do be careful.
Oh no. Completely cool.
Whereabouts are you again?
I must say, I'm only calling. I'm from Hemel Hempstead. I'm from the same guy as from. Is it Dave from Hemel?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm from the same place as him. I believe you spoke about the several bars that you've attended in Hemel Hempstead.
You're not a neighbour, are you? You're not his neighbour.
Possibly, we don't know.
Well, I mean,
spoken too much.
I found to say while David was on the phone, he is why Hemel Hempstead is like that. You see, That is why Hemel is like that, because of Dave and his entourage. They're just dreadful people. You don't want to be his neighbour. You'll have your bottles of milk nicked every morning. He don't care, that one. I'm telling you that now.
Not unless I lick his bottles of milk first.
Are you near the Boxmoor bit?
Believe it or not, we are. We're not quite far from there, but like half a mile from the Boxmoor.
Okay, because
yeah.
I used to, some years ago now, I used to do the quiz in there. And for about 5 years, I did their DJing on a Friday night. And that was great, though. It was packed. And then very suddenly it died. I mean, it was very quick. 1 week it was packed, and then it was dead. We don't really know why that happened. Just one of those
I'm sure
things.
that's probably because the Weatherspoons had a deal on the alcohol, probably.
Possibly. No, well, he had to buy in. I think he had to pay a lot of money for his alcohol because he was tied. I think it's a Green King pub. He was a nice bloke, Justin, but I've kind of lost contact with him, unfortunately.
I think it was the Green Man. He never stopped green, if I'm correct.
Green King was the name of the brewery. The pub was called the Steam Coach. It's all got lights outside.
Oh, that's it. Steam Coach in Boxmoor. That's great.
It's a lovely place, really nice place. They do meals and all that business. And I used to do the Christmas Eve in there as well. I haven't done it for
Of course, we must promote Hemel Hempstead because it is the most greatest place to ever be in the United Kingdom.
Please. My aunt goes there sometimes shopping. She hates it. She says there's nothing there. Is that right? Have you not got many shops there now, or what?
Yes, it's all been diverted to Watford, the nearest place in Watford. So yes, there's not much in Hemel Hempstead.
What, they got some sort of new shopping centre in Watford, or what?
Yeah, I mean Watford's taken over. There's more shopping centres than there is in Hemel, so people divert to Watford. The reason I'm calling today is to say you are the most wonderful person. I've watched you since I've watched Martin. So. And my girlfriend's totally hooked, so I'm so glad that you've answered today. And I must say, everyone click the like button because you are the greatest.
Oh, please!
Thank you for answering the phone. And like I say, I'm probably your second super chatter, so I'm still yet to wait to win the bingo and win the.
It might happen. You never know. You get your tickets every week, don't you?
I try to, but I can't see if I've won. And I don't want to hassle you to see if I've won because I know that you sometimes get a little bit teed off if people say, "Have I won? Have I won?"
Well, I don't know. You see, I don't know. Do you not mark off the numbers as they come up then?
I try to. If I'm not watching, sometimes I say ticket please, and the next day I might not watch, and then I might not know if I've won or not.
Oh, right. Well, you can only win. Exactly. Yeah. So the only thing is, you can only with the bingo, you can only win if you're playing it live. You can't sort of look back at the recording and play it because you've got to be there to win it. So that's the only one with the live. With the raffle, that a number's picked for the raffle. That's on the Monday morning, of course. A number's picked for that, and that will just sit there until someone claims it. But with the bingo, you've got to be with us live to win it because it's all part of that night. If you see what I mean, yeah. But I haven't spent your £2 yet.
We all know that you know the rules, and you are quite clearly stating the rules, and I know that as well. So fair play.
What do you do for a living?
Sorry.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a roofer, Chris. So if you have any leaks in your caravan or in your other premises, I'm more than happy to help.
Well, I didn't know that. You're a roofer. Oh, have you ever fallen off?
Nearly today in, was it Storm Dennis, I believe? I nearly fell off twice today on a flat roof in like the top of middle of nowhere. So yeah, I've nearly fell off twice today.
Wow.
Doing my job.
Tell me, I've had a little bit of a leak in my caravan roof. Basically, they removed. I had the bathroom done. It's up at the caravan, and I was going to get the what's that glass bubble thing called? What's that called?
The skylight.
Skylight. Thank you. The skylight was all cracked. There was a little bit of a leak coming in there, so I was going to get that replaced. A bloke, he said, "Look," he said, "well, we're redoing your bathroom." He said, "You don't really need that skylight in there. How about I just put a bit of flashing over it? That'll probably save you about 150 quid. I said, "Well, go on, do that then." So we did that, and that was fine. And then there was this terrific rainstorm. And it wasn't that day, if you see what I mean. It rained a few times with no problem. But then I didn't come back for a week, and then I went 2 weeks later, and this light was full of water. Oh, God. And the bloke came again to do my gas pipes, and then he went up and had a look. He said, I didn't know this had happened, because I only realised that morning, and he was coming that morning, so it was too late to inform him that this had happened. So he didn't bring his flame thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like
a gas torch, yeah.
Like a gas torch thing. So he couldn't do it. And he went up and he says, "Oh, it looks like it has stuck." He said, I thought it might have been done because it was cold and it might not have stuck, but it looks stuck to me. Anyway, so he went away, and I've now got to wait until April. However, temporarily, he was convinced it wasn't coming through this new bit of flashing, which was basically strips that he'd put across, strips in a certain way, yeah? Across this big skylight. So there's no skylight there anymore. So I had a look, and I'm looking for a hole, and I couldn't find anything anywhere. I think maybe it's going through the seam, and I thought that's unlikely that it's going through the seam. And I put some silver sticky. It was a bit like gaffer tape, but silver for external, you know. And I stuck that across his joins. And since then, Gary's been a few times, been round to the caravan a couple of times since I've not been there. And we've had a decent amount of rain up there, no drips anywhere. So it's got to be coming through that, isn't it?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Chris, I mean, to me it sounds like Gary's coming to check your holes too many times for one reason. I don't think he's after the hole in your roof.
Sorry? That's my nephew you're talking about there. Don't be rude.
Goodness.
My blooming nephew, that. He's not a friend, it's a nephew.
I wasn't aware of that.
Disgusting. There's no incest going on in my family, I'll have you know.
Honestly, it sounds like you've had someone who thinks they can help, but unfortunately has made the situation worse when the weather gets worse. But old high-grade game is more than welcome to help you fill your holes on your roof, may I suggest.
Up in Lincolnshire, it's a bit far for you to travel. Yeah, so it's obviously still coming
Chris,
through.
I love your banter. I know you can banter, so you know it's only banter.
It's coming. It's coming through. It's obviously coming through. It must be coming through that bit of flash that he's put up there, though. I reckon.
I'm loving your chat. I'm watching your chat as well. Let's everyone on the chat, please give Chris a massive like for his honestly for him answering the phone for these guys.
Little thumbs up.
Massive like, thumbs up.
Little thumbs up. Actually, we've got someone there as well.
Not a little, a massive thumbs up.
Massive thumbs up. Chelsea apparently is in Hemel as well. Chelsea's
my partner. Yeah, Chelsea's using a separate account.
Oh, is it a girl's name?
You guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a girl's name, is it?
Account, yeah.
Right. Okay. Chelsea. That's a nice name. What does she do? Put her on the phone.
She's a full-time mum to 5 children. She can go on the phone if you want. There you go. Babe, talk to Chris. Yeah.
Put her on the blooming phone. Hello to the green grass. Welcome to the show, green grass.
She's too embarrassed on the phone.
She's not coming. How old are your children?
My children, I've got 5 of them. There's a 8-month-old, there's a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 9-year-old.
Oh, well spaced out there. Well spaced out.
So
have you?
We're pretty busy in this household.
Is it? Where would you? Have you been to Disney or anything like that? Do you do anything? Or
Alton Towers? I have 5 children. I can't afford Disney.
Yeah, it would cost you an arm and a leg, wouldn't it?
Unless I work for NASA or some sort of brain surgeon.
Yeah, too expensive to go there. Where do you?
Unless I'm Chris Reardon, maybe I can.
Oh please! Do you go on many holidays at all, or what with them? Do you go on holidays?
Of course we do. We go to Great Yarmouth and we go to where is it? Great Yarmouth and yeah, pretty much Great Yarmouth.
Is that like a caravan place or what is that?
Oh yes, Hemsby caravan site in Hemsby.
Ah
Great
yes.
Yarmouth.
Is that the one that used to be Pontins, or maybe it still is? Is it?
That's correct. Pontins is closed down, but Hemsby has created, I believe it's Richardson.
Right.
And it's a great place. It's a great place. We've also had some great entertainment with Queen, if you believe the Queen tribute band.
Yes.
And also, what is it? The
High grader's been busy.
High grader's been busy. Sorry, my partner's just reading the chat.
It's her.
Thank you so much for talking to me, Chris.
All right, a pleasure to talk to you.
Your time. Is there if there's any other callers we need to get through to you after the...
I'm so glad you enjoyed the show. You have a good evening with your missus and say hello to all the little ones for us.
I'm glad to be your
second super chatter ever.
Yeah, I've got your picture on my fridge, and believe me, thank you so much. Honestly, you're doing great work, and you're doing good.
All right.
Also, please can you tell your brother-in-law to please unban me.
Have you been banned by Martin? Well, you must have been naughty.
I have from a few. He's pretty hardcore on this channel, I must admit.
You must have upset him.
I think it was your sister. I said something about the colour of clothing.
Well, there you are then. Don't do it then. Too late now. Once you've been barred.
I love Sharon. I love Martin. I love Martin and Sharon. They're really good.
Well, thanks for calling in.
I subscribe to Retro. Was it Retro Hacks?
Retro Hacks and Retro Restore. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris.
Enjoy the rest of the night. Thanks for calling in.
All
right.
Let someone else get through to you for calling.
Cheerio. Bye. There we are. That was nice, wasn't it? Another call. Have we sort of taken over Hemel Hempstead, I think, have we? We've taken over Hemel Hempstead tonight somehow. Rowan. Rowan is talking about the lad that was just on there with his 5 children. Good luck to them. I can barely handle my 2 cats. Cats can be... Don't ever go near a cat when it's angry. Leave it alone. That's why I would advise that for you, Rowan. Take that piece of advice. If you've ever got a cat that's angry, do not try and calm it down. Leave it alone. You won't be able to calm that cat down. It happened a couple of times with my cat, Katie. She's no longer with us. It's a couple of years ago now I lost. I miss her. I miss my cat, Katie. She was a lovely thing, she was. But there was a couple of times she got really angry. I can't remember what... Oh, the one reason was there was another cat got into the house. Got into the kitchen. Well, of course, it was like it was my fault. She was going mad, screaming and shouting at me. I was scared. I was scared of my own cat. I kid you not. Never go near a cat when it's unhappy. Okay, leave it alone. Hello to Scott Walker. Evening, Scott. Heidi, I can't get involved with anything like that, my darling. You need to deal with that privately yourself, my love. Okay. Retro Restore doesn't remember you blocking you, High Grade Gaming. It's all going on. We're not going to have rows in here again, are we? I've enjoyed myself tonight. Hello to Rumble Bumble. We all love a bit of Chris. You can have a bit if you want. Green Grass, I've said hello to there. High Grade Gamer sounds like a top bloke. He does. Actually, generally, you can tell if someone's a decent bloke by the job they do. And as soon as he said roofer, I thought, yeah, you sound like you're all right. He's got a family of 5. Yeah, sounds like a decent bloke to me. You're absolutely right. Ryan's in the States, listens on the phone. Skype would work. It might work. You're always welcome to try it if you want to, Rowan. It's entirely up to you, okay? That offer's there if you want it. The username is United Kingdom Talk. We've had people call in on Skype before and it kind of works a bit. All right. Where are we? Let's have a look. Let's just go. Rowan, great callers tonight. Fantastic callers tonight. We're going to close that line in a moment, boys and girls. Okay. Right. There we are. Let's just... Mick saying snowflakes. Oh, there's Glenda. Good morning, Glenda. Hello to you, Glenda. I just never heard of fish sticks called fish fingers. Is that right? Because Glenda's in the States. I didn't know that. I thought fish fingers were fairly universal. They're basically bits of chopped up fish, okay, coated in breadcrumbs, and you either fry them or you stick them in the oven or under a grill, something like that. All right. David reckons the Isle of Wight is the most expensive ferry ride in the world. Is that right? Oh, I didn't know that. It's a while since I've been to the Isle of Wight. God, I think I was about 21 last time I went. I was 21 the last time I went to the Isle of Wight. Yeah. Okay. Gavin. Let's see, where's Gavin? Did I see a message from Gavin there? No, we've done that. Oh, we're up. I think we're up to time on that. Okie doke. Rightio, boys and girls. Rowan, if you want to call in, be quick, all right? Because we're going to do the raffle tickets now, boys and girls. Our next raffle, of course, is on Monday. If you're new to the show, to let you know, every Monday morning on the show, usually somewhere between sort of 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a raffle, okay? And the prize is one of these green fridge magnets, okay? And it says, I watch Chris Reardon on United Kingdom Talk, and it says 2020. The only way you can get one of these is to win it on a raffle or send a cheque or postal order for £10,000. That'll get you one as well. Okay? This hasn't happened yet. It didn't happen for the other ones either. But that offer is there for you, boys and girls. Now, so if you want a raffle ticket, you're entitled to one raffle ticket every time we do a show. You are only entitled to one raffle ticket per show. Okay? Oh, something's gone wrong there. Something gone wrong? What's gone wrong there? Ooh, just a moment. We might have just... we just dropped out. Looks like we've dropped out there for some reason. Wow, that's unusual. Ooh, dear. Looks like something's gone a little bit wrong there. I don't know if you can hear us. I don't think you can hear us. It says excellent collection. Let's see if that comes back. Looks like something's gone a little bit wrong there to me. Can you? I wonder if you can still hear us. Can you still hear us? Can you still hear us or not? An error occurred. That's interesting. Let's just refresh that. I'm not sure that that's working now. Lost live stream. You've all lost it. Yes, we've lost the live stream. An error occurred. I don't know why that's happened. Oh, how annoying. I have an error message come up. Okay. From YouTube. Please try again later. It's something to do with a playback. Learn more. And yet it still says we are... Can you hear us or not? Can you hear me? Oh, hang on a minute. Something's happened there. What's happened there? Oh, that's gone up too high, isn't it? Let's have a look there. Live streams. Can you still hear me? Let me see. Hear me? I don't think you can. Oh dear. If you can still hear me, I'll do the tickets. But at the moment, it looks like we've lost the stream. I'm not quite sure why. Let's just try a couple of things to get us back. Stream. Let's try and stream. I'll stop. Let's try that. Excellent connection, it says. Streaming. Okay.